Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the second match of the Rugby Championship. This one, Argentina taking on Australia. Now, the late news of this game is Michael Hooper returning to Australia. Instead, Fraser McWright does make his way into that starting lineup. Michael Cheika.
Oh, man, that was incredible.
Hmm?
Oh, this is interesting.
Michael Cheika, head coach of Argentina, now up against his old side. It's going to be a massive occasion because Argentina, at the moment, you'd have to say they've got a decent chance of winning this game.
They've had a bit of success against Scotland. They won their series, didn't they?
Oh, I think they missed out with a last-minute try, unless it was a last-minute try to Scotland. I know that someone scored in the very last minute, but I can't quite remember what way around. I think that is the last. Oh, no, they're showing the All Blacks as well. But the thing is, the question there from Gregory Gant, anyone think the Pumas can get a victory over New Zealand this year? I think they could.
They can, yeah.
Because they've been looking very good recently, Argentina.
Fairness, it's going to do wonders for them in terms of popularity if they do.
Good morning, George, says Nathan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And also, okay, George says small words in there as well. From I Am Nutty.
What do you mean by that?
It means that big words are too hard.
Oh, okay. Cheers, mate.
But, I mean, that's the thing. We have actually both been up all night, haven't we?
I'm quick.
Quick? Like, as in running or like?
Just everything.
Everything's quick. No Michael Hooper tonight, says Nathan. Yeah, so the massive late news that Michael Hooper is out of the side. Fraser McWright goes in. But now we will look through at the starting lineup and reserves for both of these sides. We will start with the home side, Argentina. It is going to be Nahul Tita Chaparro in the front row alongside Horia Montoya and Gomez Cordella there. Matthias Alemano there at 4. Thomas Lavanini there at number 5. A lot of these players do play in France really during the top 14 season. Should mention that it will be Juan Martin Gonzalez at number 6. Marcos Crema, a very angry man, I think is the best way of describing him. He always seems like he's going to absolutely just brutalize the opposition. And then Pablo Matera, you would have seen quite a bit of him at the Crusaders.
Yeah, him and his friends.
He is there at number 8. Then Thomas Cubelli there at 9. Santiago Carreras gets a slot in at number 10. That is due to the injury of Nicolas Sanchez, Geronimo de la Fuente, Matthias Orlando, then Emiliano Bofelli, Santiago Cordero, and Juan Cruz Malia slotting in at number 15. And also we've got the Hamish thoughts on the AB. Sorry to be that guy, says Joseph. No worries at all. We knew it was coming at some point. They just, for me, I mean, yes, the All Blacks played badly, but I think a lot of the credit does need to go to South Africa. They played a very good game of rugby. Their attacking play was good. Malcolm Marks in the breakdown was like no other, causing all sorts of problems anytime the All Blacks tried to get their momentum going. But there is a lot that the All Blacks can work on going into that next week. That is for sure.
Just generally learning how to play rugby.
That would help. And also, Fozzie said that was New Zealand's best performance of the year, WTFA. I would have thought the first game up against Ireland would have been considered as a good performance, seeing as they won it by quite a bit.
I just envision the new forwards coach for the Crusaders coming in this week going, right, guys, do we know how a ruck works? So the ball goes in. We've got to protect that ball, you know what I mean? So Malcolm Marks comes in, that's how it works. They're like, oh, really? We didn't know that.
James Slipper, he gets the captain. The Aussies in this contest, a lot of experience for him. Flaufang Alan Alanatoa there at number 3. Then Darcy Swain and Matt Phillip will be the locks. Jed Holloway, big opportunity. That is who that man is.
He looks like...
He's a pretty awesome player.
I want to see Quaid rip it up, man. Cutting slices.
And Fraser McWright there at number 7. Like I mentioned, he has come into the side late due to Michael Hooper returning back to Australia. Royalty at number 8. Then it is Nick White and Quade Cooper. Combo at 9 and 10. Hunter Paisami and Len Ikitau. That is due to no Samu Karevi due to him getting injured. And then also Marika Koromberi, Jordan Pataya, and Tom Wright as the back 3. And Vamos Los Pumas says it was Albert in there. But yeah, Argentina have a real good chance of being able to win this game. Argentina at home should take this one, especially with no Hooper, no Karevi, and also a couple other big players missing for the Australians. But they will not use that as an excuse. If anything, these guys should be firing better than they ever have because Michael Hooper's carried the side on his back for the past 5 years.
So has Samu Karevi. So
He's wearing the same suit as me.
Well, it'll be a bit more expensive.
And still got the suit on, I see. Says Jake, I do indeed. I look like I've just come from church.
Yeah.
With it underneath my hoodie. And sorry to say the box, I should have put at least 40 past the ABs. But had they taken all their chances and been more composed, All Blacks need to change ASAP, says Kirk. I agree with you. I think the scoreline before that last try, South Africa definitely flattered the All Blacks.
Yeah.
Because they should have been behind by a lot more.
Yeah.
And even after the first 20 minutes or so, you would have thought they should have had a lot on the board.
It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they need to rip it up just to scare the shit out of them.
Drew that Hamish Hooper carrying the Wallabies and brothers. Quade Cooper versus Michael Cheika. These guys should just settle the score and have a punch up outside the stadium. How about that?
Yeah. You know what Michael Hooper should have said when he left the squad? What's wrong, Michael? Well, my shoulder's hurt from carrying the team, so I'm going home. You know?
Well, that's the thing. Now all these other guys have to now step up. Because if Australia go badly, like that's the worst thing possible for them because everyone knows that it's only Michael Hooper and Samu Karevi.
It's just,
and we win in because Quade is back.
Feel like New Zealand with Harry Saleh.
And also, I just want to watch this one. I'm in South Africa right now in a hotel, and there's no channel I can watch it on, says Joseph. Hopefully our commentary isn't too bad for yourself. I like that little umbrella hat that man's got for himself.
Cool. I like that. It's proactive and, you know, I bet you gets a lot of women. I'd save some for the rest of us, pal.
And also, we have got, looking forward to 7 in a row. Credit to the Bok Beautiful Rugby. Says Nathan in there. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Can link Spanish commentary. No Imhoff. I believe Juan Imhoff going to be coming off the bench instead for this contest, but they've gone Emiliano Boffelli in the starting lineup. Why does Krevi kind of look like Mr. Bean? Just a little bit more.
It looks like he can't see.
More the cartoon than
the glasses.
Than the real Rowan Atkinson, doesn't he? And also, we've got the William Foster have a job in 4 weeks. What's your opinion? Well, they did say if he doesn't win one of these 2 games up against the Springboks, then he wouldn't have a job.
If he does win the next game,
he survives.
But then he loses 2 games against the Argentinians. But then they're like, right, you lose the next one, you're gone. Then he wins the 1 game against the Wallabies, and then they go on to lose the Bledisloe. He's like, well, I keep winning when I need to. I keep my job, but we only win 3 games in the season. You know?
Yeah, he's gonna be on fine lines. A lot of people want him to just go.
I think a lot of people. But what do you do if he goes and we don't see improvement? You just be like, well, it's obviously not the coach. Something else is going on here. Some toxic behaviour. I mean, I'd love to see Scott Robertson come in, but I'd love to see Joe Schmidt come in as well because they're just guys that know how to bring a team together. And like I was talking to my mum about it, the first thing she said was they just aren't playing off a team. They don't know what's going on. They don't know where anyone is. They don't know how to communicate with each other. They just aren't, they haven't got a flow or rhythm. And, they just start playing as a team. So.
Well, that's like when we saw Artie Savi and Sam Cane running the exact same lines.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, you're both 7s, but only one of you's got a 7 on your back.
And like you were saying that Sam Cane was just talking to Cody Taylor. It's like there's 2 different sides. One guys have got one idea, then the other guys have got another idea, and one guy goes with what he wants to do, and then this guy's like, well, what am I doing now? And Spreen is someone like Joe Schmidt, Scott Robinson, they know, like Scott Robinson knows exactly how to get teams that want to play together. That's his thing. He links them together.
And g'day, says Master Mel. Welcome in. Did you see Mike Adamson's hairline?
No.
Okay. That's me in 2 years. See it?
You've got a lot of hair, though.
Yeah, but it's going soon.
Yeah.
That's why I've got so much here, so that when it falls out, it's still relatively there, I have to shave my legs and then just stick it on my head. I'm not going to do that. I'll just go bald.
It'd be really funny if you do.
And Hooper ain't here, says not your everyday cultist. Exactly right, he is missing. And also we have got, how long have we held the Bledisloe for? 19 years? Yeah, something like that.
I want the Wallabies to win the Bledisloe back. The one thing I was thinking about, though, if the All Blacks are going to be shit and the Wallabies are going to be shit, what happens when the 2 of them play each other? This is the thing. Maybe it's going to be good because you have that trans-Tasman rivalry back. Wallabies win a game, All Blacks win a game, and all of a sudden they both improve trying to beat each other. Yeah, maybe it could be good for them,
Currently inside of the 22, the Wallabies do get first position in this contest. And question, mates, is this the best Australia team out there? Are there any players unlucky not to be in the squad? Or do you believe this current group of Wallaby players can go on and win the World Cup? I think there's a couple of those guys. Cooper's been hit hard.
Cooper's just tried to do a miracle and it hasn't worked.
Oh, Folau Whaingaa having a bit of a push and a shove with Marcos Cremo, who of course is going to be in the action very early on.
Where's Matera? He's back there like, don't get me involved, lads, I'll kill someone.
Well, the thing is, Matera has played alongside and against some of these guys, hasn't he?
Yeah.
In recent times. But for me, there's a couple young Wallabies players who I think give them a few years and they're going to be right up there.
Yeah.
But for now, I think they've gone with a relatively strong side. A couple guys from Australia A, such as Jed Holloway. It's great to see him back in. And also we have the Krima leaves, the Krivs. And there says it was I am nutty in Argentina versus New Zealand, Australia versus South Africa, says Etini and Pumas will get a hiding today, says Master Mel. And does Robertson coach in the NPC? I don't believe so.
What's that?
Scott Robertson in the NPC.
No.
I know that he was associated with one of the teams at one point.
Yeah.
And your prediction on who will win? Oh, sorry.
He's actually been going over to Australia. He's been working with learning off Eddie Jones as well as the Melbourne Storm. So that's how much he actually puts effort into his coaching. He actually travels the world. Apparently he's going over to America to learn from NFL teams as well at some stage when they do that Barbarians game or something.
Yeah. But also earlier on, who do we think is going to win the Rugby Championship? For me, I think South Africa have got a very good chance.
Yeah.
And I actually, just to cut you off very quickly, Argentina not getting a single point last year, I don't see that being the case this year.
No. I think they can beat Australia. Could maybe beat the All Blacks.
Oh, Pablo Matera tries to go for it. Nick White's been dropped, and that ball's been dropped by Argentina. If you could pick league players from Oz to be in the Wallabies, who would you pick? I think I would go, I'd love to see James Tedesco. Latrell Mitchell is another option maybe in the centres for the Wallabies. Turbo Tommy Travojevic, I know a lot of people would like to see him.
It's interesting when you say all these players because a lot of these guys start off in Union. Yeah, they just don't get them into Union. They just, think about all the players that Rugby League have over there. You think about half of them, most of them start off in Union. So that goes to show why the Wallabies are weak. They just don't have the money or the influence at grassroots. So, yeah.
And heard about Mike Cooper. There's no doubt in my mind that is a very serious situation for anyone. Hope he gets well. Yeah, because they didn't really go into the extent of what it was, but it seemed very sudden.
It might be mental health.
It might be, or it might be something happening back home with the family. But either way, we hope he is going to be 100% very soon. But I think it takes a lot of confidence to say, look, not feeling it.
No.
You know, rather than going out there and, like, that's the thing. He's not that type of competitor, though.
No.
Like, he either goes out there to empty the gas tank and give it 150%, or he doesn't want to show up.
Yeah.
And the whole Australian side can learn something from that mindset. Like, you're there in the jersey to play rugby, not to collect a paycheck and let Michael Hooper do everything.
I heard he was a 90% shareholder in Australian Rugby.
If I must Los Pumas. And then just watch the SA game. New Zealand did not pitch Australia. Will be Argentina. Says Sean in there as well. That is going to be a penalty.
Argentina.
There you go.
Nah.
Nice bit of analysis there, mate.
Do you know what the goal is for penalties and scrums? I don't know what's going on, man. Those penalties that they are between the Saffers and New Zealand, the Tailvale was the one being penalised, wasn't he? But I was like, why? Because he goes down first.
It's all about the angle as well.
How often do you see a scrum that goes in and stays perfect? It's going to collapse. Just leave it. Just leave it if it, Chris, I don't understand it.
Has said, what?
What? Are you not listening, Chris?
It also, do you think ABs could win next week? If not, you know what happens? I don't think they've got it in them.
I don't think they will.
I
would certainly hope they'd learn a lot about the South Africans, but to be honest with you, we all know what the issue was. They played like shit. Malcolm Marx just comes in and steals the ball. Let's fix that. But you got to actually do it because you said you would for Ireland, but you never did. So,
good kick downfield, and that's going to be a good clearing kick for Argentina now after themselves a line out from about 10 metres out from the Australian line. This could be a good start to the match for Argentina. Santiago Carreras, I love watching that man play because in the Rugby Championship last year, he played on the wing. Then they had a problem with an injury, so then he went to fullback. Then they had a problem with fly half, so he went to fly half. And every position he played it bloody well.
Oh, that's cheeky.
Nice inside border, Emiliano Boffelli. Now, 10 metres out, Kubeli did play a season for the Western Force a little bit recently.
Come on,
They actually had quite a strong Argentinian force
Yeah.
at the Western side of things. Now, Kubeli trying to recycle it, didn't quite go across. Then, Titas Chaparro. But it's going to be Pablo Matera who does go in for the try. Who's there? Says Nathan in there. And look only watched highlights from Springboks AB's games. But it could have easily ended 19 points to 17 if not for a brilliant ankle tap and a last-minute soft try, says Stevie G. Yeah, that ankle tap on Will Jordan was brilliant.
Yeah.
But then also Caleb Clark, to be fair, he got chased down by Damien Valimza. What was a pretty awesome foot race near the end of that game.
Yeah.
I thought Clark was going to be gone.
Absolutely.
But then also, sorry, I just keep on adding alsos, don't I, into the sentence. Kurtley Arinza, other than that last tackle that he made on Bowden Barrett, his defense, he shut down Caleb Clark.
Absolutely.
Sensationally.
Yeah.
And that one, but Matera has been able to score himself the first try of this match. Only 5 minutes in, and Argentina have decided, you know what? We've come to play, and we're ready to go. And also, we've got usually our game I watch behind your commentary now. It's faster, says I'm Nutty. And also, Fozzie equals losing, says Sylvester. And Try says I'm Nutty. And All Blacks like primed to win the Rugby Championship wooden spoon. Or I assume that's look primed. And Ian will be out. What do you think, says Max? The thing is, everyone for 2 years has said Ian Foster will be out. And it's never actually happened. So until Ian Foster, I guess, just wears his pride on his sleeve and goes, you know what? I'm not a good coach. It hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Until he does that, swallows his sword.
It depends on what you consider a good coach, though, because look at Michael Cheika. Most of Wallabies, everyone was like, go away, you shit. Now he's coaching Argentina and they're winning. So sometimes it depends on the players. You get
I think there is a big thing between players and coach.
And it just depends on the players and the culture and the quality of players that you receive. Because as an international coach, it's like a club where you can get rid of a player and bring another one in. You have to make do with what you get, which is the best players in the country. And if the Wallabies can't produce good enough players, there's only so much a coach can do. But the minute Michael Cheika gets a better group of players, he can do more with it, which is Argentina. Or any European side that he's won numerous titles with, or the Waratahs. So he's a good coach. But Rugby Australia just sack a coach every time they lose. Dave Rennie will go soon, I guarantee. If they lose this game, there'll be some little things popping around. Oh, should Dave Rennie go? There's no point. It's like the Warriors. You're going to learn.
And I feel bad for Bowden landing on his head. Yeah, that could have been very ugly.
That could have been really bad.
Like, even the fact that he was able to sit up afterwards was a good sign, but he'll probably have a very sore neck tomorrow. Geordie Barrett ankle looks like it's causing some sort of problems.
Yeah.
So there may be a whole different reshuffle in the back line. Man, we look pale. Or at least I do anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I look like I'm a ghost. In fact, I've got another light that I'm going to put on this side to try and equal it a little bit. Fuck the clerk though. Yeah, he hit the knee pretty hard.
He did.
Oopsies. A moment, we'll go like this. Grab this. Looking to chip it over. That one's gone over.
Nicholas Stevenson, the Australia having good talents. I think a lot of it's that sort of helped Dave Rennie is getting access to the guys who have been playing in Europe. I think they need to do that more for Australia and New Zealand. Wow. Is that the sun? I think that's a lot of it got to do with that. So
why does it do this to me? Why am I so surely I'm tan. Well, I'm not tan, but surely I can look like I'm tanned, you know.
You're not tan.
I think I'm dead, mate.
I think you're just too pale.
I am. I need to go out in the sun a bit. There we go. That'll have to do, won't it? And France has 6. Says I'm Nutty and Sam Kane is better than McCaw. I think that Sam Kane is better than McCaw. I can't believe how much Foster was talking about our Springboks in the British and Irish Lions series last year. Doesn't surprise me that he's a complete hypocrite and a disappointment to New Zealand. Said not your everyday cultist. That's the thing, though. As a coach, you can only really talk the talk when you're walking the walk.
Yeah.
And Sam Kane and Ian Foster as captain and coach have not done anything along those lines. I'm still way too white.
Nothing wrong with that, but I think that's better.
This.
Yeah.
I swear I'm like that's like white, but I'm purple, mate. You know?
That better?
That might be a bit better, actually. A little bit dimmer.
A little bit more colour to our faces. And I'm like, oh.
And I was like, you have to stay up for these games. I can't see you getting that tan anytime soon, says Rob. That is a very good point. Yeah. We might go for a walk today during a regular hour. Emiliano Boffelli about to line up a kick for Argentina. I should mention the score currently 7-3 in favour of the Argentines. It used to be so sad. We used to be number one. What happened, says Max. And we still haven't managed to replace Carter, McCall, Nonu, Ben Smith, Conrad Smith, or Reed. Big losses, says Far there. Foster's a great coach. Can't believe everyone wants him six, says Master Mel, although you go for the Wallabies. So I think that's probably, Dave Rennie's record, not the best.
Pretty bad, to be honest.
But, we're just teasing you, Master Mel. We know that you're about as one-eyed as they come.
Serious, Master Mel.
Fresh KFC says, I'm nutty. Maybe worth a crack. And what rugby are you watching?
Rugby
is Nathan.
Argentina.
Argentina. It's a beautiful strike, and it does make the score now 10-3 in favour of the Argentines.
Absolutely.
Good start to the match. Maybe Foster rung up Hooper to be the new AB's captain and kicking stream later to get the tan up. Says not your everyday cultures. That would be interesting.
If it would have said to him, I'm already carrying one team, I can't carry another. Sam Kane would have been like, no, Dad.
That's the thing. There's some good number sevens and there's some not so good number sevens in the world, isn't there? See, for me, I think you got to go Artie Savia 7 next week. Hoskins a 2 to number 8.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do something.
Yeah. Because I think the Wallabies All Blacks game is going to be a big game. It's just, I just feel like it's going to be a big game this year.
That would actually be quite fun doing a kicking stream. Like us down at the rugby grounds.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd film it, though.
I think the way you'd have to do it is either with wireless microphones, kind of all connected to the same port. It'd be a bit tricky to work out, but, there'd be a way.
Yeah.
Scott Robinson, man for the AB's job with Jason, says Sylvester. Yeah, the good news is they've at least had chemistry built for the Crusaders camp.
I really want Scott Robinson from the coach, but I don't think they'll bring him in. I just don't see it. He's not even a part of the fold. Like, I think Joe Schmidt will get the job. I have no issue with that either. I like him a lot, but
I like him a lot.
Oh, that's bad from the Wallabies there.
Although he's giving away another penalty.
Nick Wright's losing his shit. No.
Oh, and pushed away. Throw the ball away once the penalty's been given. I work for Microsoft, so asked tech questions away. Says, I am nutty. Well, question for you. Well, I got a lot of tech questions, really. Why doesn't my gaming PC have Bluetooth?
Yeah, what the hell?
It's like a very fancy one. Why does it not have a Bluetooth in there? Do let me know. What about Schmitty? Says Saito Canvas. So, yeah, I think he's probably next in line. Yeah. Which I know that a lot of people were annoyed when I said that Joe Schmidt probably gets the role next because they have that thing of going with the guys who are already in the camp, don't they?
Yeah, it just doesn't that. I don't know. I can't see them deciding to bring Scott Robinson in. Like Joe Smith's already got heaps of experience coaching international rugby,
Oh yeah, nice.
I'd still bring Scott Robinson as an assistant, absolutely. But
nice, little bit of a snipe from Kubeli. Another advantage for Argentina here. It's going to be knocked down because you didn't pay for it. Touche. And also, we have got the gaming PC I bought on config, so you didn't pay for it. I mean, I paid enough for the thing. It's got all the lights and whatnot.
I disagree. I am happy. If it came off the auction, he would have ticked it.
I would have ticked that box.
They're going to give you the option to get it.
I would have ticked that box twice.
Not good enough, bud.
Ticked it. Maybe I did. Actually, that could have been it.
And I've lied, and it's a rip-off.
I ticked the box twice, so I ticked it, and then I clicked it again, so it unticked. And then no Bluetooth for me. Science. And also, Scott Robinson wants the jobs, and everyone wants him in the job. He has to get it. I don't think Schmidt wants the top position. Says Nicholas, who would want the pressure?
I have heard Schmidt just wants a nice family life. That's why he left Ireland to come back to New Zealand and just chill out.
And you guys are hilarious. Great commentary. I shall subscribe. We appreciate that a lot, Rob. We have got plenty more coming up, don't we?
Absolutely.
That's the thing. We are both running off what? Like, when was the last time you were asleep?
I've been awake since 6 a.m. this morning. Not this morning. Not like
I was
now.
going to say an hour and a half.
Yeah, since what's today? Sunday, Saturday morning. I've been awake since 6 a.m. then. So I've been awake for the whole night. And then I'll be awake probably till 11 o'clock tonight.
So you're putting in about a 40-hour shift.
Yeah, so then I've got to go to work on Monday. I'm hoping it's raining on Monday, so I can get sleep in.
You can come to my house.
But it's not a biggie. I've done working hours this week. Whereas here I'm just chilling out live stream. If I'm a bit tired, I'll just do meth. But I'm just joking. Don't do meth, kids. Don't do meth. Hamish does crack cocaine.
Some would think I do.
Yeah. He sits here going, I like rugby. This is good fun. And if you guys want some good quality content.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, if you guys want some good quality crack.
On the Kiwiland Sport Channel, we're going to be doing a Bledisloe Cup series on Rugby Channel 4 that we're going to be doing, me and Hamish, playing Rugby Channel 4.
There you go.
It's going to be hilarious. Really funny.
We haven't filmed it yet, so we don't know, but we assume it is going to be good. You guys are doing a good job, Sid Sylvester. Appreciate you, mate. 5 metres out now for the Wallabies for Lau Whainga'a. About to have another line-out opportunity here.
Come on, boys.
For the Australians, it goes in nice.
Maul,
Matt Phillip takes it.
It's going to go out, though. It's going in the wrong direction.
Another advantage for the Australians. Available at the back. Nick White goes across to Hunter Paisami now. Quade Cooper sells the dummy, goes through. Jordan Pataya does make his way over the line.
God damn, that was hot.
And that will be the first try.
That's Quade doing what Quade does, man. He set that up nicely.
Beautiful.
You know what's funny? The Wallabies never really get the hype. Even when they're playing against England, they never really got the hype. The environment of this game seems a bit dead.
Because the away side just scored.
Yeah.
90% will be from Argentina.
I know,
They're not going to cheer Jordan Pataya.
Like, it's just like, even when they play South Africa, everyone will be focusing on New Zealand versus Argentina.
To be fair, I agree with you there.
It's just weird.
Because
they just don't get the attention.
No one was thinking about this game in this weekend.
No.
Everyone was going the big one.
They played England. No one was interested in Australia versus England. It was all New Zealand and South Africa versus Wales and Ireland.
See, this has the potential to be the better game, I think. Already 13 points to 8. We're only 18 minutes in. And New Zealand need more forwards who can really pack a punch. There's not your everyday cultures, and this is entertaining to say the least. And also we have got there. Foster gave Hooper the call-up for the AB's captain. I love to watch your commentary from South Africa, says Herman.
She's Herman.
There as well. I do appreciate you, mate.
Come on, Quade. You can do it for Australia.
Cooper.
Good man.
Gets it over.
Now back in here. 10 points to 13. Keep that up.
Close. Point a minute, like they're saying, or over a point a minute, but this was nice.
That was a
nice short ball. Yeah,
like he gave it that wide, like I'm going to throw it wide. He just didn't. Look at this. I'm going to go wide. No.
It was great.
Good
explanation there. And I was like, top tier teams playing each other tend to be low scoring, so boring. Or it depends on the game. Sometimes a low scoring game can be better than a high scoring one, but it depends on the action.
Yeah. Corabetti's been thrown around a bit there.
And get the big guy to laugh again. It's brilliant in a kind of scary way. You've got an interesting laugh, don't you?
Yeah.
Unique.
That's what happens when you do meth. Crack cocaine.
And also, they should rather shut up, says Charles. And there as well. I'm not sure whether that's
Charles,
us.
don't be a dick.
They might be talking about the crowd, maybe.
Are you talking about the crowd? Oh, sorry, Charles. Is your name Charles? What's go there?
And also, how do you feel about that loss? It didn't really hurt.
I've kind of expected. I'm expecting them to lose next weekend too. It doesn't hurt as much when you've already been hurt.
It's like heartbreak, isn't it?
Getting stabbed twice. It doesn't hurt as much the second time. I'm already dying, so
I use in the glass barbecue at the moment.
Absolutely.
I'm only listening for the laugh, says Mickey Mouse. I mean, Mickey Mouse packs quite the laugh as well,
yeah,
don't they?
it's creepy little laughs. You weirdo. ha! I like your children. Ha ha! No, get away from my children.
That's going to become a clip, mate.
Yeah.
I like your children.
Imagine if you're just walking down the street and an old man goes, ha ha! I'm going to run. I am running away now.
Expected. So did our South Africans expect a win? I think so.
Yeah.
Because they were betting favourites.
Yeah.
And they won, and they did have a much better series up against Wales than New Zealand had up against the Irish, I thought.
I said it before the game. I said I just can't see the All Blacks full pack fronting up. They won't next week either. Michael Marks just comes in and grabs the ball and it's cool. All right.
Yeah, he was great,
The
wasn't
All
he?
Blacks don't even know how a ruck works.
And also, we have got please like and share. Says hi everyone from Window Reviews Interviews Thomas. And also, you think penalty kicks should only be 2 points? Nah, it's got to be 3.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing to stop penalties is don't give away penalties. You know, if you don't like the 3-pointers going against you, speaking of 3 points, Emiliano Buffali about to line up this kick. So you've been up for 25 hours.
Yeah.
Nice one. I'm actually pretty light at this stage in terms of my hourage. I think I woke up at 1:30. So I've only actually been up for a few.
Yeah.
Like 18. I'm feeling pretty good.
1:30 this afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've only been up for
18, yeah.
18 hours.
Yeah. Stock standard. Pretty much any weekend of rugby, we just stay up. And man, you guys sound like Liverpool supporters, says Andre. And there as well. Oh, did they get beaten or did they draw Liverpool? And Liverpool, the greatest FC in the world, says Master Mel. At a guess, Andre, I think Master Mel might be a Liverpool fan. New Zealand need a new plan. And should penalty kick worth then be based off distance?
What do Liverpool supporters sound like?
I'm from Liverpool.
Oh.
Liverpool.
He's running away now.
He's running hard.
Cheeky. That was a good. Oh, no, it's not a good kick. Run it. Do not kick that
ball. They drew with Fulham, didn't they? 2-all.
He's going to kick the ball. Why did he kick that ball?
Let's go work in the end.
Why did he kick it?
Territory?
They're in their half of the ball. He's just giving Argentina. They're going to kick it back.
Scousers.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of what
stupid little shit.
Darren Till and all those guys sound like. I'm from Liverpool.
Right, from Liverpool.
They kind of like, don't they? Exactly right. Exactly right. I absolutely smashed
I don't know,
them.
but I have a big crush on Gemma from Love Island. She's from Liverpool, I think.
She?
I think so.
Did you watch the finale?
No.
My mum wouldn't stop talking about it.
Really?
She was like, oh my God. No, she didn't. She was all right.
Oh my God.
Watch Jimmy Carr accents and go get some sleep, son. And lekker boys. Thanks for the feed, says Andre Ford. And Liverpool are inbred northerners, says I'm nutty. And who are the Scousers of New Zealand? Probably Southland. Because they all kind of have that little bit more of a, if you're from Gore, you kind of roll the R's.
Yeah, that's Irish.
I'm from Gore.
Gore is, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yes.
Now, nice run from Quade Cooper.
Quade, where are we going?
Quade gets back up.
Ball,
He's like a slip and slide,
Quade,
this man.
Hard
to put down.
Good work. Oh, he's right.
By Sami, met by Carreras.
So if you guys are wondering what's going on, the Wallabies have got the ball near the try line of Argentina. And they are running. And they're running good and hard. They're making good ground. Come on, lads. Just keep composed.
Now going short side. Nick White,
you
pass.
Stupid prick. Why would you do that?
And I'll just turn around for the AB soon enough. Just need more confidence and less caustic press. And then loving your effort at the accent, Hamish. And not you, Hamish, but I hope the Kiwis will be more humble after this loss against the Bok. I've said it before, most arrogant nation in rugby, but your colleague deferred, says Rowan.
Rowan, I really hope you're not from South Africa because I can say the same about South African fans too.
But there's the mutual respect, isn't there? I think it depends on the fan that you get. It's
two countries that are passionate about rugby. It's just two countries that...
Some people do take it far, though, don't they?
Yeah. New Zealanders do, English do, South Africans do. I mean, we're not you know, Australians do. It depends on how much attention you give to it and how much you look at it.
Mm.
So, yeah.
And George headphones are looking so good. Hamish, do you own them? I do. I do actually own those headphones. Nice, crisp white.
Yeah. Hey, I'll
Hey.
punch you in the side of the head.
You bloody will too. I'll be unconscious.
Do a faster clerk over here, eh? Dead. The next day the dude was dead.
And also, it's been great as both the Warriors and All Blacks
Fighting.
lose
I like
all the
fighting.
time now. Yeah. A little bit of push and shove. And
Thomas
England
Lebanese
are a
is
few
big ass.
officials.
Noses just everywhere.
And all sporting countries do set side of canvas.
Looks like a potato.
Here as well. But I actually did get some new headphones. Not yet. Well, they're here, but I haven't unwrapped them yet.
Oh.
Some new headphones.
Oh.
Upgrading. Big time. You know?
Yeah.
Currently 25 minutes through. I like the fact that this game's going a bit slower
Yeah.
compared to like any other match that we've been doing, because I feel like it gives us more time to chill out, enjoy the moment for what it is, which is a good game of rugby between two sides in the Southern Hemisphere, and also get a chance to talk to all you guys in the chat. Do let us know who you think will be able to win this game, because currently pretty close.
Wow. She
16
can
points to
really
10.
dance. Wow. She can really dance.
You got quite a flimsy torso, don't you, on the top half?
Yeah. I'm sexy.
I see flimsy, but you know.
Don't be me, kids.
Lee Jones restricted by English policy of old F is first compared to what he did for Japan and push and shove. There's Nathan in there.
Yeah.
Now Fraser McWright, a man who was added into that lineup relatively late, did find out that it was Michael Hooper. Went back to Oz. I'm calling a nice open second half. There's Andre Ford nicely taken on the halfway line. Quade Cooper, he's been prominent.
He's had a few runs. I'm liking his playing style. All right, boys. So you got the ball. Don't kick that. Or I might kick it. Do kick it, actually. Get it deep in there. Deep in there.
Some running. The Pumas love running. They do. And I enjoy the way that the Pumas have been playing as of late. I enjoyed what they did up against Scotland. Felt like they had some very good games. The other one was a dig. It was a good strike of the ball. I think I was trying to say big, but it didn't quite come out.
Can't believe I got up at 3 a.m. this morning to watch the All Blacks lose.
Yeah, but it's all about the mentality, isn't it? It's all about you get fun.
I might go to see. I know where Steve Hansen's house is. I'm going to go there and say some words.
And go to sleep, Jesus says Crazy and said. Might at some stage. I think we've got actually after this one, we're doing a filming session.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting. Luckily, it's on the Wii console, so we'll be like up and about. So we'll be moving and grooving and all sorts of schmooving.
Yeah. You know? That's going on the sport channel too.
There you go. Shameless plug. We can because it's our channel. While we're at it, oh no, I don't have the link. I was going to plug Isaac's band again because I did it on the South African live stream and no one really subscribed, which was a bit of a shame.
This is completely opposite to rugby.
It is.
I don't know if people subscribing from this channel will do him any good, mainly because it will mess up the algorithm. But
so you went up 2. Tell you what, we're going to fix that. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to help our brother Isaac out. Now that's close, that's a knock on. No, it came off the head, they've said, so it is going to be play on for Argentina. But if you do enjoy a bit of music, Isaac's band, they are going to be releasing a single relatively soon on that channel. Be sure to check out that link. Hit that subscribe button. Our goal for him was going to be to get to 50 by the end of the weekend. It's currently on 32. So if you haven't already, be sure to check that out. Their first song and their first single, Rule the World, coming out on about August 28th with a music video to follow. And Box are the real number one, unfortunately, says Kieran. How's the table going to finish this year? I think for me...
Oh, that's a nice run.
I think it's going to be Springboks.
You silly puffers.
It's actually really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Because Springboks for me are number one, but it's whether or not the Wallabies or New Zealand will be number 2.
Yeah.
And then I don't see the Pumas being last, though, the way that they've been playing. So it's tricky, and England surely hands it to the Wallabies, wins the series 2-1. And also, hello again, says James. Just sub says, Master Mel, appreciate that. And thought the Kiwis only have one band. It's always Crowded House. Says cited there. No. 660 is another one. That's our other band from New Zealand. Other than that, bit of Dave Dobbin. Old school.
Pink Floyd.
We got anything else? Not really. Lord.
Oh yeah, she does all right. She's big though. She's a big person.
As in, like, for the like size of her, like.
Yeah. She's fat. No, she's not. She's not fat.
It depends on their attacks. Says I'm Nutty and Argentina, a dark horse. Exactly right. They've got a good coaching staff behind them, and all the Wallabies Temples. And there says Master Mal, but yeah, it is the Electric Temples. It is the band name, and Razor Coach England Wallabies will never see the W. Nicely taken by Australia, stealing that one. Hamish, an Australian main side, playing here in this friendly fixture against Argentina because they are in the Commonwealth Games. And then no, they have got their big side, pretty much the sevens in the Union, slightly different sides. Samu Karevi, the only player who was going to be making his way over from sevens to the Union side of things, but he is injured, sadly. And exponents says far Canal. Even saying it that far apart, that's a knock on there. And it does mean that
Argentina. Cheers to that.
The way of Australia. And New Zealand to come last this Rugby World or Rugby Championship. The thing is, there's a chance, isn't there? I don't think we saw anything from them in that last game.
This might be the first year the Rugby Championship actually grows in popularity, though.
Because it's
not just New Zealand and South Africa. It's, you know. But last year was exciting with the Wallabies beating South Africa twice. That was exciting. Yeah, that was real cool.
And didn't know Frodo and Sam were into rugby. Now I assume that is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Are you Frodo or am I Frodo? Who's Frodo, Max? Do let us know. And what are the Aussie 10 options like? So they have got Quade Cooper, Noah Lolesio, and then James O'Connor. They're probably the three big ones at the moment.
I don't know why James O'Connor's not on, though.
Doesn't like starting.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you can have Elton Yankees if you like. And legendary names is cited. And Bok and ABs have 3 C for champions. Wallabies have 2 C in there as well.
Yeah. Come on, Wallabies. So giving you penalties here. Make the most of it.
Another scrum reset.
Don't mess it up. Get that ball. Do something with it.
And a try here would make it interesting.
Yeah. Going
into halftime. And of course, at halftime, I'm going to be playing some lovely tunes, ladies and gentlemen, for you all. Does that make you Gollum? Says I am Nutty. Are you just a troll? Says I'm Nutty there. Can you do a Gollum voice or like Smeagol?
No.
My precious.
Sounds like I'm choking. 2 cents, just 1 cent short, my guy. Says Nathan there. And also at 10, O'Connor, very up and down. Lolesio is good, but not quite the best. Relatively young still too. Says Mr. Crazy Cap. There's a couple other options in Super Rugby that I'm trying to think of as well. Could be up-and-comers. Maybe someone like I was going to say Will Harris, but that's the wrong guy. Will Harrison, maybe one day could make his way into the Wallabies.
Stuffed it up. They had a chance.
And also the name of that album track should be Springboks and Rule the World, says Bianca. Maybe. I could recommend it to him, but I don't know whether he'll change it at this stage. And you guys would do good as the Muppets. You had costumes. Love you guys, says Herman.
Bianca, is that a woman?
It is a woman.
What are you doing here, Bianca?
Settle down.
You from South Africa, Bianca?
I like how you're processing this. You're going, wait, it's a woman. she's from a country, which means she's real.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a Harry Potter costume, so maybe
she's a team, but she's a South African supporter.
Also, Australia had a consistent number 10. That'd be a threat. Yes, my precious is Master Mal. I watch live, guys. Emma with special George.
What's that?
Yes, special.
I watch live, guys. With special George. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. But we still treat them the same, don't we?
Not retarded.
Calm down, says Kieran O'Connor. And 1 cent Wallabies. There's Nathan in there as well. We're currently 33.33 seconds through this game, almost.
Bam, bam, boo, boo.
Boo, boo. It's quite funny. Before I itch my eye and I look like I've been punched.
Yes, Georgie, honey, you got a sexy laugh. Oh, cheers, Bianca. Didn't say where you're from, though.
Damn.
Oh, is that yes to be from South Africa?
This is going well for you,
yeah,
isn't it, eh?
I'll slide in your DMs and we'll make shit happen. Maybe she's got more clout though, so
That's all right, mate. I'll share around. The thing is, you say clout. If I went out on the street, no one knows who I am, and I live in a small town.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Were you that weirdo from high school?" And I'll be like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And also, I admit, when you said yam farming, though it was a shellfish, so me an idiot too.
Damn, you thought I was in the ocean, did you?
And hardly any figures, says Nathan. And scoreboard freeze. It has, yeah. It's on 28 minutes, but we'll go like this. Bang,
Bam.
bam, bam. Now
they're at the range.
and is Lord a big person like tall? I don't think so. I think she's probably 165 centimeters tall.
She's just a big
somewhere.
singer.
I haven't measured her or anything like that. I don't have a life-size cardboard cutout in my room.
No,
No, not at all.
not at all.
And also, no scoring in this game. Maybe you could go and have a nap for 15 minutes, says Andre Ford. Yeah, it's got a little bit.
It's gotten a little bit boring.
No, not boring. I was just going to say a little bit more of a stalemate
Yeah.
between the sides. And who wins South Africa versus France? That's a brilliant question. First of
South
all,
Africa versus England? Oh.
and also I thought I was watching a broadcast of the game. Sadly, due to licensing, we're unable to show any match footage, but I can recommend the Super Rugby YouTube channel. Straight after the game, they will be able to show you the highlights of this fixture. Currently 10 minutes out from the line. Argentina, another good attacking opportunity. South Africa says Andre Ford. Yeah, depending on where that game's played, going to be absolutely awesome.
Not bad defense from the Wallabies here. They're keeping them at bay until now.
Matera goes back. Juan Cruz Mali, one more.
Tackle.
Geronimo De La Fuente has his ankles taken out from underneath him. In fact, it was Matthias Orlando. And a scrummaging tutorial. See Andre Ford in there as well. Well, what if she's a 10 but a trans?
It's not a she.
Oh, damn.
What if he's a 10? I don't know.
Well, you said you would with Margot Robbie if she had a accessory.
Yeah.
And how many Oz players are first pick out injured? How many Oz players first pick out injured? So I would say first pick wise, Samu Karevi. Michael Hooper, I wouldn't call it an injury, but he's still out.
Yeah.
And then also alongside that, Taniela Tupou is coming off the bench instead. I would like to join this live broadcast on Zoom from South Africa, says Andre Ford. That would be an interesting one to see how it goes with a whole heap of random subscribers. Would be quite a fun little
It would just be him
venture.
going, pop, 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 pop. Whatever.
And by the way, Bok playing right now, Springboks over Frenchie. And look what the cat dragged in. How are you, George? And did you get what you wanted at the gay Mardi Gras?
No. No.
Although him and Bianca were throwing things back and forth, weren't
Yeah.
you?
I don't know much about it. She just needs to give more details.
Send location. That's what Khabib says, isn't it?
Yeah, send location of your death.
Argentina winning against the All Blacks, and there would need to be a bit of an age restriction, I'm sure. And any skinny on what happened to Hooper in there?
Sore shoulders from carrying the team, wasn't it?
But I think there were personal issues. I don't know whether it was with him or a family member, but he's gone back to Australia. And so far, I think everyone's been pretty all right with it, which is good to see. Because I think everyone knows that with Michael Hooper, the only way he's not playing is if he physically can't.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm from South Africa, says Bianca.
Okay.
And there as well.
Right.
Did you ever travel to South Africa?
For me, anchor, I would, yes. Absolutely.
And do the Pumas still possess their famous Bajada scrum? I butchered that,
The
didn't I?
Pumas still possess their famous Bajada scrum. I don't know what a Bajada scrum is.
I haven't seen much of it over the years. Bajada? It's kind of sound like one, doesn't it? Sore shoulder, surely, says Mr. Crazy Cap. And also, do you pronounce it Pola or
Yo, stop trying to get my girl, man. Get out.
But now, Alan Alatoa getting a little bit of attention to his ear. Nutty sound Kiwi, yo, says Henry Samuel. I hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you did enjoy the game that did take place between the South Africans and the Kiwis. And also, we've got that. Were you throwing sword at each other? Says Master Mal. Not on the live stream. We just do it everywhere else.
Yeah.
So this is a dating site, says Kieran. Not completely, but you never know.
You never know, Kieran.
You got to keep it open.
If you want opportunities, we will set them up here for you, Kieran.
I
set
will
them up
mention
for you.
we only see a woman every 20 days. This chat is going all bad boy, hubby. Says Master Mal, and I'm a bit late, or I'm back a bit late. Great to see Argentina leading, says username. That's pretty strong throughout the early stages of this one. Paola is Spanish, Latin way, English is Paula. Says I am nutty. And there as well. But now Nick White will kick it downfield. Argentina will get themselves another opportunity before the end of this game, or before the end of this first half. In fact, it would be. Half time, says Andre Ford, almost. And thanks, lads, says Kieran O'Connor. Anything we can do to help, you know?
Yeah.
And also we have got there, if I see Haka, I just want to fist fight them, says Smitsby. And also this guy, and you need to invite more females to comment, says 123MS. It's actually quite difficult to find females.
Yeah.
You know?
Like on Instagram, you can pull them in and be like, hey, you like a bit of rugby, do you? And they're like, no. Right.
Yeah. Plus our sleeping schedules don't. Well, my sleeping schedule doesn't really allow much of a nightlife. My nightlife is this. You know, so prediction for eventual first, second, and third based off this game. So I would say first South Africa, second All Blacks, third the Pumas. Oh, that's brutal, isn't it? And Gadar Solo says, Max, thought you'd never ask. It's coming very soon. What happened to your blow up doll? Still in my room. It's very flat at the moment.
How much has been working it?
That's what she said about the haka last night. And you have plenty of ewes outside. I mean, we have had a lamb in the backyard before, but not in the same extent as like heaps of sheep. Like we wouldn't just randomly go, who let the sheep in the house? Eh? Not even ours. So hey, y'all. There's Katie Dixon. Welcome in. I hope you are doing well, Pukana. There's Nathan, and also Argentina getting dominated by the Wallabies. Are we watching the same game, Master Mal? Because currently they're about to be 9 points down. So we're first in the world ranking, really. There's Karen. Oh, sorry, we're talking world ranking. Sorry, I thought we were talking rugby championship wise. Why does Montoya always have blood all over him? He's just an absolute beast, isn't he? Yeah. That's one thing we're missing from Sam Cane. You used to know Sam Cane had a big game when he was bleeding. Yeah. He hasn't bled in a long time. You know? And grew up in Oz subtropics. And then also the love dating site. So it's perfect, really. Isn't it? And first blocks, 2 ABs, Australian third and the Pumas in fourth. Hopefully Pumas fight back in the second half. Don't want them to lose by too much. Guess it's time the Northern Hemisphere win the World Cup. So unfair, says Smitsby.
Absolutely.
And says Kieran. And there as well, but lining up this kick, it has gone over. So because of that, our halftime in this game, it is going to be 19 points to Argentina and 10 to the Australians. And what is the latest about the Blackhawks? Are they still a hard team to beat? I believe they've been going all right. I think they might actually be at the Commonwealth Games, if I'm not wrong. And so France can play any country to get the number 1 spot back. Welcome in to the guitar solo. There you go. You ready? This song's for you, mate. I know you were a big fan of them.
You played the Russian song. Well, that bit's off.
South Africa.
The shit song.
I can't play the New Zealand national anthem.
New Zealand.
You crying? Did I hit you right in the feels?
All these mock supporters being mean. I don't know why I'm crying.
You actually, there was a tear coming down the aisle. I was like, oh no, I've broken
watery eyes.
I've broken George. Here I go on rocks, says Max Bauer, and play Argentina national anthem that has no words, at least, says I am nutty. The Flower of Scotland, says Max. So the box 106 says Katie Dixon, they did indeed. The South African national anthem says refined. And please Will you play your kicking video in the break? Would you like it, would you?
I like the one. I nearly vomited.
You know what? Because it seems like the more, I guess, the popular one that you guys want to see, I will put it up. So the rugby video that I did film earlier on in the weekend, or a little bit earlier, from their Watch Country Y'all, from guys, we are from New Zealand. So it is currently sitting 7:56 a.m. I love that tune, by the way, says Bianca. And there as well. But nonetheless, I will.
Thank you, Bianca.
Oh, what we might be able to do is, one moment.
Just go like me on Instagram, hey Bianca, George My 9. Hey, good work.
I'm just going to quickly, what we can do, we can go Argentina 19 to Australia's 10.
Oh.
Right? And then half time. Now, the reason I'm doing that, George, because we're going to put that at the bottom, George, and then we're going to go like this, George, and then we can go like this, George, and then we can see it, and they can also see it, and they can see us react to it. There you go.
Reaction videos now, is it?
Mm-hmm. Let's South Africa, really the good, or the only good Southern Hemisphere team now, says Robbie. They're doing all right at the moment, but
I remember a time when South Africa were at the bottom of the Rugby Championship, and the only team they could beat were Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remember when the All Blacks beat them 40-0 and what was it? Somewhere Napier or something?
Mm.
Remember that? So, you know, teams rise up and they fall. So
yeah. But now, kicking, eh? Wasn't I just a skilled operator of the team? Absolutely. So this is going to be the video that I did for Andre Pollard's kicking compared to Geordie Barrett. It has been requested, so enjoy. So with the All Black Springboks just around the corner from getting underway, we look a little bit more at the field. Now, this isn't the exact field that they are going to be playing on, but we are here at the local rugby grounds to highlight the kicking and how important this aspect will be of the game. So we start to move forward and we are finding ourselves near the 40-metre line. Now, this is somewhere that normally Andre Pollard finds himself kicking quite comfortably, but due to the game being played in South Africa at altitude, it does mean that he will be able to kick from a little bit further out. So what we do with altitude is we add another 5 to 10 metres. Pollard could be slotting them over from 50 out if he is accurate. So far throughout 2022, Andre Pollard, he has been kicking at an 83% success rate, kicking 10 from 12. So we find ourselves now at the halfway line, which is somewhere we will possibly see Andre Pollard looking to slot them over from. But then we look at the All Blacks. We assume they've got Geordie Barrett in that lineup. And for Geordie Barrett, his kicking, we all know that he's got very powerful legs and he is able to slot them over usually pretty comfortably from 50 metres out. But because it's altitude, we keep on walking. We move to about 60 metres out where Geordie Barrett may be looking try and add those extra points on, but his kicking so far this season has only been at 69%, kicking 9 from 13 throughout the Irish tour. So that could be a stat that we do look at throughout this matchup, with Geordie Barrett's kicking not quite as high as he would like it to be. Andre Pollard, though, very successful with the way he has been kicking. So we're sitting here at the 60-metre line. It's quite far, isn't it? It is a very long distance to the goalpost, but Geordie Barrett, anytime a penalty is given away between here and these goalposts, the All Blacks may back him to be able to try and slot one over and give them the extra 3 points, because these 3-pointers, as we've seen from their last 2 matches, could be the difference between a win and a loss. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a kicking tee and I'm going to give it a go from 60 out. So I've got myself the tee. Good news is I at least have a good kicking tee. So we're going to go from 60 out. We're going to blow a hammy just to prove a point. So ball goes down. Geordie Barrett, of course, he'd love to kick it straight from 60 out with no angle, although sometimes that can be Geordie Barrett's downfall. It's because he does get them a little bit too straight on, can sometimes veer it when you're trying to kick at 60 metres, like myself. A few steps backwards, couple sideways, just like you're taught in under 9s or under 8s. You know, you used to just kick it, didn't you, without the tee. These pants are a bit tight, I'll be honest. They don't feel like I could get the leg up enough. I'll do a couple warm-ups. Don't want to pull anything. If I'm limping during the live stream, you know why. It's a bit far, isn't it? You think it's going over?
Nah.
Cheers, Mum. We look at the posts from 60 out. We look at the ball, we look at the post, we look at the ball. We do that a few times. Yep.
If anyone suffers motion sickness, I apologise for that. That's similar to what we see from Geordie Barrett sometimes, minus the height. Big difference is, because it was so far out, I was always going to shank it. That's the mindset that he really needs to not come into his mind playing in the game. That ball's gone quite far though. Add 10 metres on that for altitude. We'll go down here, we'll check how far it's gone. It's a high quality tee. I heard that Dan Carter likes to use a similar one, which is why I think I am, you know, a bit of a hybrid between Barrett and Carter in their prime. Just minus the skill and everything else that I mentioned earlier on. It's made it to the 22. That ain't too bad for one that went 2 metres off the ground. That's travelled about 45 metres. I'll write that down and put it in my personal journal because that's not actually a bad strike. Right, I'm actually going to do one from 22 metres out because I'm going to be Andre Pollard here. Now the difference between Andre Pollard and Elton Yankees, one of them goes to a decent barber, but also the other side of things is Andre Pollard's a lot more accurate in the way that he does kick. So we're 22 metres out. I was a bit worried I was going to slip over, to be honest. Oh, Jesus. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Did you see that? Hope that didn't capture. 22 metres out, Andre Pollard, like I mentioned, kicking at an 83% accuracy for the season. I'm currently kicking at a 0 from 0, or from 1. We'll call it 1. It's never going over though, was it? Right, 22 metres out, Andre Pollard steps up to the and misses. I'm going to go get the ball. We're going to try that again.
Run, Hamish, run.
It's very high, just like my potential when it comes to my kicking game. Here we go. We look at the post. Andre Pollard. Here he comes.
Yes, it's over.
It's still gone over. I don't know how physics works, because theoretically when it hit it that clean it shouldn't have gone over, but I guess that's exactly 22 metres out, isn't it? But nonetheless, I'm tired now from running, really not fit. That's actually a perfect example what the All Blacks will be feeling when they're out there at altitude. You can really feel it in the lungs. I'm going to throw up. The All Blacks, they'll have to make sure that they do use their gas tank wisely, because if they do gas out early on, South Africa will certainly be able to make the most of it. But I will throw it back over to myself in the studio. It's a lot warmer, and I would have caught my breath by then, but we will see you all in a very short moment.
There you go, eh? So maybe a part 2 coming this weekend for the drop kick.
Yeah.
This time you got steel caps, don't you?
Yeah, but you don't want to use those.
Yeah, but that would absolutely mammoth the ball, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, good.
No,
Yeah.
we just don't tell people they're steel caps, other than these people who now know that they're steel
We
caps.
should do a funny video of how to join a ruck for the All Blacks.
And also, we found you on Facebook as well. And did your mother know you were allowed out? She did. She was my camera woman. Well, that's I don't kick any better though, says Hanger Rat. And also what a kick, says that Johannes Payne. Yeah, there's certainly some work that needs to be done. You want us to move the post a bit closer. Says refine. Yeah, because that's the thing. The pants, it's easy to say, oh, the pants were too tight. But they were quite tight, you know?
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of freedom. I'm thinking about not wearing anything on my bottom half for the next time I film.
No pants?
No pants.
Just underwear?
Just
or no underwear? I think
maybe.
you should just go full dick out.
Full dick out. See how it goes.
Yeah.
Still better kicker than Elton in there as well, yeah. Elton Yankees, poor fellow, eh? He's been pretty much outed from the Springboks forever.
Why is that?
Just because he had a couple bad games. Thank you so much. I love that. It's really funny, says Bianca there as well. But I feel like the problem that I've got is that week's one, I feel like, to be honest, it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
I don't think I can make the next one that, like, decent. You know?
No.
I feel like I got lucky. I got beginner's luck, and now I'm going to be just trying my absolute best to try and do something. No pants, you brave. And I was like, can you sing Advantage Australia Fair? Nah, don't know it. Is there New Mexico? Yeah, there is. And good day there. Hope you still remember me, says Francois. I do indeed, mate. You'll be very happy with the result for that one. Did you plan that shoot? Those office pants, we're never going to make it, says Hanger Rat. Pretty much I said to my mum, hey, you want to be my camera woman? I'm going to go down to the park and I'm going to film a video. And she was like, and then she eventually agreed. Because I was actually going to do another part how I played some guitar in the stands. So I was going to do the South African national anthem up there. But then, you know, there were other people around.
Yeah.
So I was like, or it was more of the case that it was getting cold as well.
It doesn't have to get really cold for Hamish to just die.
Mm.
He just dies away slowly.
And Elton is a 2-minute man. You only needed him for the last 2 minutes of the game. Do go sleep. This game's so boring, says Quinton. It is half time at the moment, so we are still waiting for that second half to get back underway. It's been a relatively long break, and everyone in South Africa pretty baked now, says Polly Bear. I was in Texas for a few years. Know the area well, says I am nutty. Currently, they are just showing a few of the highlights that we saw for the All Blacks versus...
Wow.
That was too bad. Bowden Barrett getting effed up. I see. Who was that who went straight over to him? I think there was... I want to say that was Sam Whitelock, was it? Who went straight over to check on him after he got bent over backwards. Hey, do I see Texas in the comments? That where I am. Says hang a rat. Yeah, currently just waiting for the second half to get back underway.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're just watching this
Mhm.
show here.
But I did see earlier on someone asked about what we were doing on Wii Sports. So we will probably do a few different games. And also we have got high with training. You do a much better job than the current team, says Bianca. Maybe. You know?
High with training could do. Thank you, Bianca.
That's the thing. I feel like my distance range, like, get me some boots. Like, because I got boots somewhere if they still fit. And actually wear pants that allow movement.
Yeah.
I'd say 25, 30 out. I think I could do.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, I only just got the distance on that last one, but I didn't strike it clean. The tee's very high.
Yeah.
And how has the Freedom Cup been decided? Or did South Africa win the Freedom Cup because they won New Zealand? I think it must be one, or they need another win, I think, to be able to win it. And showing off your weeness says it was Peter Lowe. I'm very poor from both teams. South Africa will easily beat the both, says Brian in there.
Absolutely, Brian.
And also try to beat that.
You know what you're doing.
And also Texas is diverse.
Brian,
says
poor
I'm
man
nutty.
investing.
All men investing.
What are you doing, Brian? What are you doing on here, bro? Are you from South Africa, Brian?
I am actually, if you know what to invest in, Brian, serious,
Brian, let's
what
talk
should
about,
I be looking at?
Well, listen,
He's a
Brian, I
he's
have
a bit
considered
funny,
to
but-
become a pimp. I've considered it, but people say it's illegal. I don't know.
Be a little more interested, or be a little more interested. Go and sleep, says Felipe. And there, well, the second half just about to get underway, which is good news. Every time you mention sleep, look, you did that to him
Yeah, good one.
in Irish. And there says
My eyes are
Brian.
watering because I'm crying because Brian's not letting me invest.
Did you say that Fozzie is out? If they lose that game, it seems to be he's close to it. At this stage, if he doesn't get a win in either of the South African
I
games,
think he might just leave. I would.
and I just love how much South Africa or rugby has grown in Argentina. Can't be written off anymore. They just need consistency, says Humble. And go the Wallabies, says Anoki. And now it's kicked off by Nick White. The second half underway, eh, bud?
Absolutely.
No tears will be shed in the second half, that is for sure.
Crying.
And yeah, both countries do well. I really do like the ABs. It was a sad day to watch South Africa beat them in my lifetime. I've never seen the ABs play that way. Something needs to be done. I have counting 18 yawns so far. We
Yeah.
should start charging them $1 per yawn, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I'll be rich.
I feel like you would probably get hurt.
Probably.
You'd end up getting some money from someone and then I'd steal it.
Mm.
Then I'm making money every time I yawn.
Wait. So I'm getting money from you for your yawns,
I'm
and
not
then you're
giving you
stealing
money.
it straight back.
No, the source of the funds never came from me.
Ah,
Why would
Okay,
I
yeah.
give you money for yawning? Weird.
just for
kid.
fun. You know. Hi, people. Greetings from Argentina, Santa Cruz. And there's Sebastian. Hope you are doing well, mate. What did you think of the first half? Currently 19 points to 10. That's going to be the 19th yawn max. Now slip a
Oh.
nice inside ball. Going off to Tom Wright. That was relatively close to him making his way through, but Argentina get the turnover. Beautifully done in the breakdown.
What's off the Wallabies and the All Blacks just been slacking around the breakdown?
Mm.
These other teams are just coming in and stealing it off.
Marched forward 10.
Oh,
So that means one of the Wallabies players, he wasn't too happy with what happened there.
No.
Did back chat.
There seems to be one thing that's highlighted. It's just the breakdown. They're just losing the ball. It's the same with Ireland and New Zealand. They're just, yeah, it's weird. You know?
20.
Winning.
And also, I grew up in Byron Bay. Says I'm nutty. I've been to Byron Bay. I don't think so. I've been to some regions of Australia. That's a video idea.
I've never been to Australia.
The Kiwi lads go to Australia.
Byron Bay to go see the Hensworths and someone else. Margot Robbie?
Mm-hmm.
She only has at Byron Bay? I don't know.
And how are those yams coming on, yawning man?
Yeah, good. Not on, actually not that well, actually.
No? It's a bit wet, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit rainy. Yeah.
Boy, another one. I feel like we need to have some sort of forfeit for you if you keep yawning.
Yeah.
10 more yawns. And what does George have to do, ladies and gentlemen?
Eat my own shit.
I mean, it's interesting that you would choose that for 10 yawns. 10's not a big number.
Yeah. Oh, he's cheeky.
And also
He's
21
just
says
sort of-
sided now down the wing. Jordan Pataya puts in the foot race. Tom Wright going for the corner. Finds the offload over the top. That is classy from Jed Holloway being able to pick it up so cleanly. And Argentina win the penalty.
Come on.
And Nick White still wants the ball. Emiliano Boffelli gets rid of him. Falau Faingata comes in, has a bit of a push and a shove. Augustin Crevy's loving it. Falau Faingata still getting involved, even though the referee was between them. Right. This will be interesting to see what they decide here. Because Mike Adamson was in the middle of it. And also we have to go Wallaby says Anoki. And there as well, but they've got to be difficult, or they've got to be careful. Any yawn? No. Okay. Tell you what, that threat of having to eat your own feces has really done it, hasn't it?
I don't want to do that.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
Bear Grylls would do it, wouldn't he?
He would, but he wouldn't actually eat it. It'd just be chocolate. Bear Grylls has never done a hard yakka either. Done one hard yakka.
Well, he slept in a camel, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't actually sleep in a camel. He slept in a nice hotel. He just got into a camel for the video. And then...
Georgie needs to send me a teddy bear.
Oh. I just need your details there, Bianca, please.
Maybe don't put them publicly in
No,
the
don't
chat.
put them publicly. Just slide my DMs there, Bianca. George My 9 on Instagram.
Give him a follow.
Is it George My 9? I
You
don't
gotta
even
go
know
look.
the name of my own Instagram.
Bianca might give you a follow.
Yeah.
And also, Archie's looking reserved. Where's the fire and brimstone? And easy on the refs, boys. And with your kicking, probably got to work on your timing a bit. You will pick up a few meters there, says David Mead. Yeah, I well and truly.
It's not George My 9. It's Maya 6026.
Maya 6026.
Yeah. So if anyone else wants to go follow me on Instagram,
do you want me to type it in the chat?
Maya 6026. Go follow Hamish as well. Hamish is the one.
6026.
What's Hamish's?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Hamish.
We got the Kiwi Lads one.
Yeah, his one is Hamish.booth.
Or the Kiwi Lads.
Yeah, but we stuff that.
How many decades until Argentina can actually win the Rugby Championship? I'd say like one, to be honest. Yeah, I think I was too close to the ball with the
I
kicking.
can actually see if any of you follow. Let's see how many followers.
Another name in for Puma is Cougar, like George's mum. Damn, son. He got you there.
If you just go follow him on Instagram and see the tractors I drive.
And Tim Moore has to wear a Springbok jersey for the next match, says Mountains. And I please play, says Rudy. So we aren't able to show any match footage or audio, unfortunately, but we can give you the commentary. And at the moment, Australia kicking it into touch, now having themselves a line out just inside of the 22. And what work do you do, Nutty? And please play me a song. I thought you never asked, Rudy.
Don't do that, Rudy. What have you done?
Appreciate you, Rudy, mate. Is it your birthday?
No. Argentina for a big run. Oh, Pasami with a big run. They're getting close here, Hamish. The
Rudy, my
Wallabies
boy.
are threatening the try line here, people. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. The White's just broken his back trying to go for it.
2 meters
They're
out.
really wrestling over that ball. Argentina's determined to get their hands on it.
Oh, that looked like a penalty.
That didn't look good. That looks like a stupid Argentinian doing what they do.
That's my birthday just last week, says Max. Perfect.
Yeah.
That one was also for you. And also, Hamish, next to ABs versus Box game, you need to put your beard on the line again. I mean, I could, but I think it's going to get shaved, isn't it?
He's got the options. Where does he go? He's isolated. No. Wallabies
For the penalty.
Oh, he's going upstairs. He's going to have a look at some of this. Oh, is Quay Cooper injured?
He is.
He's serious. He's crying.
You are awesome.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Cheers,
Really.
mate. Hitting there shortly, says Aaron. Yeah, he's done it again, Quade.
What's that? His ankle?
He's re-injured that one that he had the other day.
Oh, shit.
Whoops.
That would really piss you off.
I'm 5'8", long blonde hair. I work at the Facebook, says Nathan. And also, please play me Crocodile Dundee. I don't actually know Crocodile Dundee, unfortunately. Which was the best Kiwi rock band after Crowded House? That's a good question. So what's Quade done? It seems like he's re-injured. This is like when you have like that child that you got to babysit.
Yeah.
And they've got like their toy.
Yeah.
And they're going like that. And then is that you choking me?
Choking the child.
And what is more surprising, Argentina in is first place or New Zealand in last? I'd say New Zealand in
I
last.
think Argentina can beat South Africa.
Seriously, says James. And also that clean or the clean are the greatest. Not bad on the get there process, Norm Maxwell in there as well. And yeah, did you see the interviews that me and Norm did earlier on in the live stream?
Didn't see them. Oh, Quay's gone, man.
You would have liked his all-time 15 for the All Blacks. A lot of Crusaders players in there.
Yeah, of course he is. The best thing there ever was.
I love
Bring on James O'Connor now, please.
Yeah, I think he is.
And Reece Hodge as well.
I was going to say, I think Reece Hodge is the man coming in. James O'Connor actually on the commentary a little bit earlier on. But again, Quiet certainly is from New Zealand, but relocated to Australia. Says the big VHR. Lord of the Rings, says Rudy. And also, we have got once again another spammer. But Norm, did you catch your interview on the channel perhaps? Or was it a little bit earlier on? And also, hopefully you did enjoy the match. It did take place. We might have to do another one as a bit of a, I guess, a review / preview for the next week's game. Does come. Oh, that's close. Now the question is,
did the Argentinians even know what was going on?
I don't think they did. Fraser McWright just kind of slid over like he was some sort of seal.
Yeah,
and he went, and then went straight over on his belly.
Oh wow! So
what happens here?
He goes wee.
So he breaks off the back there, or almost just goes straight up the middle.
Yeah.
They didn't really shut him down, did they? There he goes. Oh. All right, down he goes. Oh. And over he
Are they
goes.
thinking double movements here or something?
A little bit. Any live free link to watch? Unfortunately, I don't think there's many free options, but you will be able to see the highlights on the Super Rugby channel. Nah, I didn't see it, bro. Don't like watching myself anyway. Says Norman there. I can tell you that the chat, they were very happy to see you back on the channel again, mate. And everyone said how down to earth you were. And there was also, what was it? It was, I'm trying to think of what the person said. They were actually talking about the fact that you were like a team player on and off the field, and they really respected that as well. Commentary we have is awful. 2 deadpan Argentinian blokes for Sky Sports, says Mr. Crazy Cat. So probably the complete opposite to what we're doing, because I guess we're probably, well, we're not Argentinian, but we're a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And most of the Argentinian players play for England in those countries. So a lot of these guys actually play in France, I believe. But then a few of them are playing in the Gallagher Premiership, such as Augustin Creevy. He is playing for the London Irish. Sure, fun side to watch. Philippine Islands heading to New Zealand. No more Wi-Fi in the coconut tree. There's Aaron there. Did you manage to get any followers on Instagram in the end?
How many did I have? 321.
How do you have 321?
Most of them are spam. No.
No, it's a shame. And that's good, bro. Yeah, very tough one for the ABs. Looks like Razor will get the nod after the next game, eh? Yeah, it does seem like it's getting relatively close. Except Separate, I believe that is. Kiwi team. I would love to see South Africa versus Ireland, and we do get to see it a little bit later on in the year. I believe in November we will see that one take place. So that will be pretty awesome indeed. But the score becomes 19 points to 7 now. And also, I've got you lads 20 seconds behind to sync. Says the Crazy Cat. That is, or Mr. Crazy Cat, that is commitment.
Yeah.
As well. But that was Fraser McWright. Of course it would be, because one of the harder names to spell.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, mate. It's a tricky one, but we have got it in the end.
Okay,
and also, November should be fun, says Cited. And Montoya in the best team, the Leicester Tigers. That is true.
Yeah.
Adding themselves a title in the Gallagher Premiership very recently.
Yeah.
And also say Augustine again, if you please. Augustine Crevi. Do I say it wrong? Probably. Augustine Crevi. Crevi. I love rolling the R's. You can't roll your R's, can you? Really? Oh, there you go. You went through about 6 different emotions all in about 2 seconds. You went from pure joy to sadness to angry to... Oh, Reece Hodge might be down as well with an injury. Aussie man here, green and gold, back. And we'll take the win, says Craig. And also, hi, says Ten. I hope you are doing well, mate. And Swedish mate is Marty.
Oh, they've got a good
and
run
Wookie
here.
Yawn says Mountains.
Oh, nervous.
That'd be a knock on. Sound like the Stranger Things dude, says Max Power. And also, do you think RG will bargee over the line? And this one says Bob Locke. I think they've got a decent crack, but Australia seem to be starting to fire back a little bit here, which is something that Argentina can't really afford to allow them to do. Still 30 minutes left in the game, though, so plenty of time.
I wonder, do you think that, because obviously Australia haven't really been, firing on all cylinders for the last 2 years, do you think the All Blacks being worse is because of that?
Ooh. Because I know that I was asked earlier on, with South Africa not being in Super Rugby, has that impacted the All Blacks?
Yeah.
Oh, going to the front there was relatively close to straight. Now, William Montoya just gets rid of Nick White, who actually tried to foot trip him after getting knocked over. That one is Hodge out for the Wallabies. Or if Hodge is out, the Wallabies are stuffed. Only 2 back reserves. I think he's all right in the end. I think he just got a bit of an eye poke. And then Brendan Williams has got, no, Australia will take the lead. Just going to have comeback power of note. And vamos, Los Pumas. And any red cards or eye gouging from Lavanini yet. Well, Reece Hodge was holding his eye, so maybe that is why.
Yeah.
And there as well. Although I would have liked to think that they would have picked up on maybe a chance for Australia to win the Bledisloe this year. There is certainly a good chance of that happening. The thing that makes it interesting, though, I wish it wasn't a 2-match series.
Yeah.
Because, 3-match, if they win 2 out of the 3, they win the cup. Whereas now they need to win both of them or win one and draw one.
Yeah.
Which is extremely unlikely to have that draw. Is it just me, or does Nick White always kick as though his legs belong to someone at least a foot taller, says Mr. Crazy Cap? Yeah, his legs do seem to always go. And the Kiwi lad, I'm telling you, my Wallabies will win. And what is the Bledisloe? Pretty much it is the New Zealand versus Australia Trans-Tasman Trophy that they do play for.
Because it's weird when you think about it. For a long time, back before the Wallabies were a bit shit, the Wallabies would have been the main team that New Zealand wanted to beat. And then the same, because the Bledisloe Cup. then it would have been South Africa, then maybe England. But with the Wallabies not firing on all cylinders for the last few years, I think that might be one of the reasons why New Zealand hasn't really had any real decent competition. And with the South Africans not being a part of Super Rugby, maybe that's one of the reasons why under-20s against New Zealand are getting smashed. So it's one of those things where maybe that's one of the reasons why.
And also, Wallabies still in the game, not bad maying in there. So New Zealand having a bad patch, it's just natural turnaround is paced.
Yeah.
Says I'm nutty. Yeah, I described it like the stock market.
Yeah.
I said goes down, doesn't it? But then it always seems to make its way back up to about where it was. It's going to be kicked downfield. And Oz has been bad with league pay. I'm making it a better choice. Yeah. And the difference is the Wallabies has big injury problems. Says Joe and surprise Lavalini. Didn't get carded yet. Well done. Says I did it. And who was the roughest thug, Lavanini or Etsabev? I'd say Lavanini out of the two of them. Etsabev, I think as he's gotten older, has gotten a lot more, I guess, not so much respectful, but a lot more strategic with when he decides if he had to do anything. But he is just a very physical player. And some people
Lavanini would appear to be less careless about what he does. Yeah, he just does things that you're like, why would you do that? You know, like tackling guys at the kneecaps. You know, some would say he purposely does that sometimes. Eye gouging, taking players in the ear. Yeah.
Nice ball off to Valentini. Currently still trying to drive forward 40 metres out now for Australia. Nice short pass.
A nice short pass.
That was Jed Holloway getting involved in that one. Playing number 6 for this one. Game is up for grabs. And if you want to win, you have to score now. Yeah, now Reece Hodge trying to find his way through. Bees should revert to kicking penalties. And playing Bory Rugby, says Bob Log and Hamish. Did George sleep over last night? He didn't, but he did come round at about 5:30 a.m., somewhere around there.
Absolutely.
Now another good run from Fraser McWright, but the ball's been popped up and it's into the hands of Marcos Crema. Now some quick hands from Argentina. Beautiful offloading game. Chris Malia goes up. It's nice work. He's almost getting in the field of play.
Defense from the Wallabies there.
And even his more controlled rage compared to Lavanini. Yeah. Lavanini just gets fired up and then he does things without thinking.
Stupid. High tackles. Yeah.
Oh, that's forward, isn't it? It looks like they are going to continue just for now. Pablo Matera holding the ball in one hand. That looked flat as well. Right, I think they're going to go back and have a look at this.
I hope they will.
But it could be the try for Argentina. And who is it? Who was able to score? I want to say it was Emiliano Boffelli, but I think it might have been Geronimo de la Fluente. Huh?
Hey, Geronimo!
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Juan Martin Gonzalez.
Juan
Martin Gonzalez goes in. Lovely tries this side, and neither of them are thugs. They are hard rugby players. And there's all.
Everything's a bit of a dick,
and Simpsons. Which I think you need a little vitamin D-bro. Get a little sunlight on you, says Aaron.
A little bit of deeper in Hamish, eh?
That is. I mean, that's the thing. We have been going out and about a little bit more.
Forward?
The way that you put your arm there.
Yeah, that might be forward.
It does look like we're dating.
Yeah, it does.
Because if I sit back so that, I'm not so crouched, it does look like...
Hey!
Good fun.
Hey!
Alavanini is a dumbass. He's been banned from all rugby, in my opinion. No excuse for the shit he pulls.
Have they awarded this?
I think they have. And Juan Martin Gonzalez.
I don't like it when tries get awarded when they shouldn't be.
Gonzalez scores it in the 56th minute.
So maybe it's just going to be a situation on New Zealand and Australia just sit there and improve together, and they just watch all the other teams at the top. But I guarantee you now, when the New Zealand and Australia rise up, number 1 and 2 in the world rankings one day, we're going to be bloody. I'm going to give it to some of these fans in these Irish and South African countries.
Username and said, lovely little couple.
Yeah.
And there as well. And may I ask a question, says Rudy? Go for it, mate. Hard to get sunshine New Zealand at the moment. Always raining, says William. That is very true. We've had more flooding than we have sun in recent times. What's the weather looking like out there today, is it?
Overcast, I think, mate. Yeah,
That's Speedy Gonzalez. 27 yawns so far for yourself.
Absolutely.
That's impressive. Hello? What's that? Hey. Good. And also, the reason why the All Blacks are not doing as well is because referees are finally policing the breakdown more effectively. Says Kurt there. That's a good strike. It's gone over as well. And now the score will be 26 points to 17.
It could be a number of different things.
Abbies have been getting away with numerous infractions for several years, and they began to rely on those unfair advantages along with unpoliced forward passes and interference with opposing players trying to catch up and unders and also the beauty excited as well.
Stop flirting with my Hamish. I'm not gay.
Ball goes up, nice. Oh no, it's gone straight through the hands right there. We're about 3 knock-ons here. It's a shame because ABs are a fantastic team that didn't need to cheat to win, but they became dependent on it. The Kiwis have come home to roost. And also, so what do you eat before next year's World Cup in France? So what do you eat before next year's World Cup?
Probably food.
As in like a diet type thing? Or as in like before we go into a live stream? Because normally I just have some hot chips. That's normally the one that I go with as my pre-stream snack. Just something basic like that. Rugby is 1 in the forward, says Bob Locke. Come on, Argentina. In your face, Nicole Kidman. Wait, what happened between her and Argentina? Oh, no. She's Australian. That makes sense now.
Oh.
No, I've clicked. Don't worry about it.
She hot though, so.
And also, you're not gay, just really loose.
Okay. That's right.
And sorry, mate. Kick was a beauty, says Side to Canvas, and our strength has always been counter-attack, and the opposition has worked that out now. We just need more unpredictability. Another penalty to Australia. Still a bit more push and shove. But now Australia, if they take on the 3, they will get a little bit closer, unless you have actual data to back up it. And also, first the Springboks, second the Pumas, 4th the ABs, says Bianca.
Okay.
But she's still, if you got the Instagram.
Bianca, listen, we can talk about this. I haven't got your Instagram yet. Click on her profile there, Hamish.
No.
What does she look like?
Can't do that, Will.
Give us a look.
Settle down, mate. She follow you on Instagram one day. What were those numbers after your name?
602. She's not going to do it. She's
6
not got a husband.
6062.
6026. Yeah.
26. Now, Bianca, if you want to discuss the All Blacks with George more, he would be very interested. Come on, Wallies. Pull your socks up, says Bob Log. They're bad because they have completely outdated attacking system and poor cohesion. Says that missed the crazy cap. Now Nick White goes across. This is a nice little chip and chase.
Come
the ball
on!
doesn't sit up. Oh, he's gone.
She's
Head first into the post. Get a room, guys. Next power.
Just sit there and talk about rugby with Paula.
We got Europe versus Oceania. Is that Oceania, maybe? If I'm not wrong. But yeah, those games are going to be coming in the November internationals.
Are they?
Yep.
Europe versus Oceania.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in Oceania?
New Zealand, Australia.
And what sport?
Rugby.
Union?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen with the All Blacks?
They play teams in November.
Okay. So who's representing Oceania, New Zealand, Australia, and all the Pacific Islands?
No, like as a whole, they want to see like they haven't played that, did they?
Yeah.
You know, like
You
Australia
see
versus
the
Ireland. Yeah, it's like later on in the year.
So who's representing Oceania?
The All Blacks,
No.
the Wallabies.
Oh, so
As a
they're
whole.
not playing as one big team.
No.
For the playing.
And also we've got the rise and decline of Australian rugby. Oceania is Pacific Island too. Oz says, I am nothing, and if the Argies win this, Chick has won 3 out of 4 of his last matches. That's a penalty try to Australia, though, so that won't help. And that might end up... He's just said a rare side in Test rugby. That's not true, though. We've seen quite a few penalty tries in recent times, haven't we?
Yeah.
Penalty try is going to be a yellow card, 61 minutes through this contest now. And we do find ourselves at 26 points to 24. This is a game and a half. Thomas Lavanini.
Is he going up? No, it's him.
Yeah, he got yellow carded.
What number is he?
He's number 5.
You look at him. He's like, God damn it. He honestly, he looks like.
Me?
Me? No.
No, I'm fine. I can stay on here, can't I? Is it
There's
me?
someone over there.
There we go.
I
So
don't have
Simon-
any bad friends in the game of rugby. He's just going to blend in with the crowd. Go over here. Like, who is it? What's happening?
Oh, no.
here?
They look like they're showing someone else. They're trying to work
Yeah.
out who it is. Okay, Matthias Alimano actually going to be the man going
Ah.
off. So he dodged a bullet there. And hey, Amish and George, welcome, Brandon. Hope you're doing well, mate. We've got another dating site.
Joe's question. I think they need Richie Moana in there. I think they do. I think they have to have the same consistent playmaker because Bowden ain't doing it and he ain't getting enough good ball. And when he gets to the ball, it's quick defense and they need to figure out a way to breach that. Crusaders players might have it because Scott Robertson might have something in there. So, I think they've got to start listening, So, yeah.
And also, my mental illness told me to listen to you guys while lifting, and I hit a personal record back squat. Nice one, mate.
We are motivational kings, man. Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
It's a good bit of advice.
Are you there, Paula?
And how's McWright playing Hooper gone for good? Says Mr. Williams, not too sure about for good, but Fraser McWright's actually played pretty well in this game at number 7. Yes, there's a massive gap to fill when you are missing out on Michael Hooper, but I think McWright's done pretty decently.
And Clay Cooper. And Summer Caribbean.
Well, Jordan has to be number 15, says Bob Log. Yeah, I think that is the way to go. And also, Ray says, no proof of taking different teams into one, does he? Says it was I am nutty. And to me, McWright looks like he is in his Reds game full of endeavour. And I'd love to see the Southern Hemisphere versus Northern Hemisphere teams playing, all Southern Hemisphere teams making one team against all Northern Hemispheres combining as one. You guys are awesome, says Rudy, and good morning or good evening, says Cameron as well.
You're a top bloke as well.
George has learned where the microphone is. This is danger. Anytime you see him leaning in, maybe it would actually be a pretty cool video idea.
Yeah.
Not for that, but to do like sevens, right?
Yeah.
And then have it that each team or something along those lines, like if a game is won by a team, they get to pick like the first draft pick and whatnot and try and have it as like a Northern versus Southern Hemisphere playoff. All Blacks suck, I am piss, says Brandon.
Oh, Brandon, you're
and
right.
North versus South should be awesome. The games should be played in Ecuador, says North, or says Max Bauer. And please tell me Foster has resigned. I need some good news. He is not yet.
I think he was quite happy and positive at the end of game press conference.
So my question
was like, yeah, what happened with that?
Reece Hodge about to line up this kick, and this will give the Wallabies the lead.
Oh, yay. I really thought they were out of this game when Argentina scored. Been a good game.
It has. I mean, last time they lost 3 times in a row, 1998, before me and George were born.
Yeah, I was talking to my mum about that earlier. She goes, oh, well, when I was a kid and we got up to watch the rugby, we always had those times where we dropped, years where we weren't as good. I was like, did you lose 4 games in a row, Mum? Did you lose the series and the rugby championship? Like, tell me. Like, she's like, yeah. I'm like, you didn't know, did you? Because the All Blacks, the last time they did that was a long time ago, and it was once. So the All Blacks have had dips in form, but never this bad. To lose 3 games in a row, to lose a series against Ireland, no. But they've had the odd one where they've lost the Bledisloe. But they might have lost one game against the Wallabies, and then they might not have won every single game of the season. That might have been a dip in form, but to lose 3 games in a row, potentially 4.
Wait, how old are you, says Max? Well, Max, how old do you think we are? That's a good
Max.
question to ask.
Yeah, absolutely, Max.
And like Sam Kane, but not fit enough this year, says Bob Log, and give Foster credit. He's a record-breaking coach. He is for all the wrong reasons, sadly. Brian Keche just needed to the All Blacks forward tight head prop. Need to bring in stronger specialist scrummager. Fletcher is promising. Loose forward mix, drop Kane and build around Savia. And that was a massive kick, by the way. As so had height on the poles. Yeah, he absolutely bashed it.
I reckon they need to drop George Bauer and bring in, I don't know who you bring in for some. But I think they need to bring in Dane Coles and Rico Ioane. No, not him, Akira. They need to bring in them. Some bigger physical guys. Get rid of George Bauer and maybe Angus Tarvale. Maybe. And bring in, I don't know, sort of,
Early 20s, I reckon George looks 30.
Well,
Man, get Foster out of there. AV should not be losing 3 in a row, says Izzy. And what do you eat before a game next year in France? At the bloody final, says Rudy. I love chips. Like, I'll be honest, I love chips.
Yeah?
You know? Hot chips, the way to go. You look 34 years old, but you are 21, says Max. She's close. 22 years old. George is 23.
Yeah.
I have a weird face. You know? I sometimes, depending on the day, I can look super old or I can look like I'm very young. Today I look very old because I'm very sleep deprived.
Yeah.
Escargot and frog legs, says Rudy, and they were able to mullet attached to Goodhue. Does he still exist? Not really. He's injured at the moment, I think, and props problem. Yep, says Mr. Crazy Cap, and George looks like he doesn't work on a farm. He wouldn't be that fat doing physical labor.
Is that right? Okay.
Although the thing is, like, it's not all physical
God
labor on
damn,
the farm.
Already's just scored a try.
This man right here, he spends 15 hours in a tractor so that you can have yams on your table.
Yeah.
You know?
Not yams, but also, like, in the summer I drive tractors, heavy machinery. If you go like my Instagram, you'll find out what I drive. And do big hours. I go for a run. I went for a run last night in the wheat mud. Went for a run the night before that. Yeah. So.
Hey, Mum. How you going, bud?
You look well.
Aussie are winning 26 points to 27. Close game.
Corabidi. Oh, they're looking at the try, though.
And also, George, me and you going to have some fun, says Brandon.
Is that right?
Brandon's still giving you a hard time.
I think the All Blacks lost 5 games in a row in 1998. And 15 hours pressing buttons, although pressing buttons, someone's got to do it. I am nutty.
We
can't all work at Microsoft.
Yeah. You'd be more tired doing that job than you would physical labor at the end of the day. Yeah.
I drive John Deere, says Rudy there, and the neighbour is complaining. Says back, no, that was my mum. She was just coming in. And I'm bringing ma'am into the commentary. She's currently, she's saying, nah, she's about to have a shower.
Yeah. Not a morning face.
And man has put in the work and the hours. He's not your everyday cultist. And if Foster is replaced and poor form continues, then everyone will probably lose their minds.
Yeah, there's something else going on if that's the case.
Do you think Smith is performing? I know Bowden is a shell of his own self. Yeah, Aaron Smith's had a poor series.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know what's going on. A lot of players who should be playing a lot better just aren't firing, and usually. But is it because the competition is getting harder and they're not? They're trying to figure out what to do.
And also can do remotely. W do that at Microsoft, worked at New Zealand Farms where we do it remotely. Depends on the crop. Says I am nutty there.
Right.
Fair enough.
What's that?
I'm not sure.
Worked at NZ Farms, we do it. What do you do remotely? Tractor driving or what?
I play Farming Simulator. I'm pretty good.
Oh, Tupo's on.
Yeah,
Tupo's on. We don't really watch this much.
He only just made his way back out there, and Bodie did all he could.
They're making good ground here.
Every game.
So they got that try declined. That Corabidi must have gotten.
Yeah. Currently, the Australians, they've got 12 minutes left. Nick White goes short side, off to Jet Holloway, up to Taniela Tupou. The Tonga and Thor straight on the ball. It's given the penalty away, though. I think that was Garlo.
Get up
close.
here.
Resodge round the side. Ikatau. Boy, he was close, but he's being bent over backwards. Finds the offload to Falau Fainga'a.
Do you guys want to join Rucks?
They're working hard for it. They get the penalty. Yeah. Can Argentina win this game? It's going to be very close. Did you guys know there is a farming simulator esports pro scene? I had heard rumors.
I would destroy every single 12-year-old in there.
Interesting statement.
In competition.
Kiwi lads smashing out solid hours of rugby. Harvesting can be automated. Depends on the crop and machinery. And although you like the hands-on stuff, don't you? You like being able to get out and touch the crops, And 3 unwanted New Zealand players for the Irish cleaned our players out. So who knows if our players are up to it, says Joe Webby and Waimoko Hooper. Leave his team. Any news? Just pretty much something to do with his mental health. I'm not too sure whether or not it was his or maybe someone in his families, but he did go back to Australia. And I win my money back this morning. Box 1, yay, says Spider-Mick. And I think it's because Australia are a crap team now. Argentina should win this if they stop messing up on the penalties. And then Foster should keep the job for life, says Owen O'Connor. And also, George tell Hamish play Far Cry 6 is free to this weekend.
Oh, right. I've already got Far Cry 6. But I don't play it.
Also, Hamish, what is largest local employer in your region? I would say
The
agriculture.
local meth dealer down the road. Agriculture would be Gazaruni.
Yeah, I love you guys, says Rudy. Phil and his mutual mate, do you support New Zealand changing its national flag? Are they still doing that? I know that they went through that patch, how they were going to do it, but then they didn't actually end up doing it in the end. And also Aussie Power says, Master Mel, I fell asleep, says Master Mel in there. Something has been up with Hooper because he hasn't been playing up to his level, says Joe Webby. But like we mentioned, having to play week in, week out as the only player who looks like he's actually trying, like that's got to take a toll on you eventually. If you, Hamish, what is your favourite All Blacks win? To be in the World Cup, says Brandon. I enjoyed the one where it was New Zealand versus Australia, and the commentators like, go Bowden, go Bowden,
Score no tries.
they just scored the try for nothing. That's kind of what the commentators are like.
I like that one too. It's good content.
I like that one too.
What about the one where he's like, whoa! Good work. The All Blacks. I don't know what's going on with the All Blacks. I was just thinking, like, maybe he's caught up. Like, they're talking about rush defense, but I was like, we did that when we played under 12s. You know, they're up. You know, but then I don't think it's rush defense because there's ways to get around rush defense. Like you saw it in the first game against Ireland, they went up the middle. So the rush defense was, and then the Irish knew how to shut that down by interrupting the ball at the breakdown. And then the All Blacks couldn't get that go forward ball, so they lost the breakdown battle. So that's forwards. That's not rush defense. So I think it is just teams are starting to figure out that if the All Blacks can't get quick ball and can't get momentum, they aren't going to be able to get those freakish tries that they usually get. So you've got to beat them in the breakdown.
Now, is Holloway's debut going to keep? I think so.
Yeah.
Jed Holloway, for me, has played pretty well. He hasn't had a huge amount to do throughout this contest, but that's just because of that stop-start nature that we've had. But I have seen a couple really nice plays from who is New Zealand's, or the hottest New Zealand chick.
I think it's just in their idea. I don't know who was New Zealand's hottest. I have a little crush on Kimberly Crossman.
She's the one who was on Shorten Street, isn't she?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't really know.
So you went, yeah. And then, no, I don't know. I never watched the Shorten Street.
I didn't.
Didn't you?
No.
I've seen a bit of it.
I watched Home and Away for a while.
Did you?
When Rex was there. Shot people who ran away.
Also, here I've got the question for you, George. Do you want make you laugh or cry? Well, he's done both on this live stream.
Oh, sorry.
You're right there. That's why we need a new coach with vision, says Joe Webby. An easy win for the Wallabies. Confidence booster game, says Sided Canvas. And Argentina need to show some character here to win the game. So currently the way that it sits, there is 8 points difference between these two sides with only 8 minutes left on the clock. Yes, the ABs need to dominate the breakdown. Lack of physicality right now. Yes, Nathan.
Also, I'm noticing a lot, and same with the Wallabies, it's Argentina, South Africa, and Ireland and England. They are just ripping the ball off us at the breakdown. It's like we're not committing guys quick enough. And that's just down to how we're taught to play the game. We're not taught to get in there with 6 players and slow ball. We're taught to get in there with the halfback and throw it out. But they just get in there instantly, and that's how the Irish beat us. Shut that down.
And who is topping the set piece for this game? I would say Australia's backline, when it had Quade Cooper, did look a lot more precise. But Argentina, they seem to be finding quite a few offloads.
Yeah.
So I think that is certainly going to help them. So vamos Los Pumas, says Notchy Everyday Cultist. And Go Australia, says Rudy. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out Isaac's Band's channel.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get that one flying up. That is the link.
Absolutely.
If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button on it. It will be hugely appreciated. They've got a new single coming out on August 28th. and it is going to be Rule the World.
Yeah.
Good fun. Also, I should mention after this match, we have got a collaboration coming up with Rugby Itch. He's going to be
You already
popping
done
over.
that?
Yeah, but he's going to be coming on the channel for a bit of a chat
Oh,
about
is
the
he?
game.
Oh, is he?
That is the plan. Going All Blacks loose forward combination is not working. We keep picking it, says Rory. Yeah, they do
Bring
say...
Richie Mo on you're in.
Well, not for the loose forward trio.
Oh, no. No, you can try.
Maybe.
Funny.
Can't get any worse.
Yeah, I don't know what Foster's got to do in this next game. If he wants to keep his job, he might have to change things or keep it the same. I don't know. He's going to have to do something because it's not working. Guys aren't, I mean, some would argue that it's not working because he keeps switching guys around, but yeah.
And also smash or like a smash and subscribe to comments. No, wait, that's the wrong way around. It is, but I read it and my brain read it. What language do the Pumas speak? They do speak Spanish. So, bienvenido de nuevo al canal de Kiwi Lads.
They've just disappointed me.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen you look so disappointed. And also, why is Richie not starting the rugby matches? I thought he should have started this game,
Yeah.
but they didn't go with him.
I honestly do kind of also have the feeling a little bit more Crusaders influence and Blues influence. Just guys who have shown that they've played the right sort of rugby, but yeah, I don't know. Even the group would be a good one to get in there. So physicality as well. Yeah, I don't know. Game plan, it could be physicality, it could be players, it could be the culture, it could be guys not, it could be anything. Getting rid of a coach and bringing a new one could fix a lot of things, but the only reason I'm kind of like get rid of the coach and get a new one is because how can they go from being number one team in the world to being sixth place? It hasn't been a slow, gradual decline. Last season, he came in, they were shit. You know what I mean? They lost to Argentina, they lost to South Africa. Did they beat South Africa? Lost to Australia, lost to England, lost to France, lost to Ireland. Or did they lose to England? I think they did, didn't they? I can't remember. But lost to France, lost to Ireland, lost to Argentina. So how is it that they just come in and all of a sudden they're just losing games? So.
Oh, Hamish, I'll put you at the 10 jersey. The big man on the left can make a solid 8.
Yeah. Centre.
And also we've got how far is Joe Moody, Anton Leonard-Brown and Jack Goodhue away this year? So I know that Joe Moody I don't believe is returning. Anton Leonard-Brown and Jack Goodhue, I think Goodhue's closer than Anton Leonard-Brown. He won't be back for the year. Leonard-Brown, Boffelli needs that one to go over. It's missed. That would have made it within 7. But now with 4 minutes left, it's going to be the 8 points difference. Unfortunately, 6 from 6 today. So that is the first one that he has missed. Look at Foster's coaching record. No good with the Waikato or the Chiefs. And Goodhue is playing, but not been back for long, says Mr. Crazy Cap. And also we have got Rico is not a centre. Why not give Roger a run? That's the thing. For me, Rico Ioane would be most beneficial at number 11. Because the thing is, it's not working for the ABs.
I like him at centre. He is good at centre. He just doesn't get enough good ball. Yeah.
Do you think it's the inside centre that's causing the problems?
Yeah, I feel like it's more just not having any idea what to do when they do get the ball. Because they hardly had the ball in their half. Every time they got it, they just had to kick it.
Here's one for you. Geordie Barrett, number 12.
Yeah, that could work.
Geordie Barrett, number 12.
Because if they've got to have rush defence, as you see with the All Blacks, when they went out wide, the Wallabies just cut them off and they dropped the ball. So instead of going out wide, they need to figure out a way to go out the middle. Yeah, and they're going to have rush defence coming at you. You need to figure out good connections in that midfield who are going to do a dummy cut or something just to cut it up the middle. Going out wide ain't going to work. So
just got here, can't handle the Sky Sports commentators. You guys are a bit better.
Yeah.
Cheers.
A bit better.
Thanks for the quality soundwaves, lads. And Lukani Arm, one of the most underrated players. Exactly right. Lukani Arm is brilliant.
Yeah.
Quinton Bio is the best we have, says Joe Webby. But yeah, for some reason in my brain, the backline that I quite like the idea of, Caleb Clark, number 11, Geordie Barrett on the outside of Bowden Barrett.
Yeah.
So 2 Barretts together. Then Rico Ioane at 13. Number 14, I would go with Sevu Reece. And then number 15, Will Jordan.
Yeah.
I think it's a management that's the problem at the head office and it affects everyone below. And why does Rico Ioane start at number 8? Or why doesn't, I think there's a Kiro Ioane start at number Kane at 6, dump Aaron Smith and put Mounts at 7 and Rick at 10? Or let's just bring in young players for the future. Okay. Now, Oh, I did see try Caleb Clark at number 12. Would be interesting by a bit. I mean, a lot, says Leon.
But the
And then
Wallabies are about to beat Argentina.
Would be a big
So
one.
they will be going to second place on the Rugby Championship later, which is going to make the Bleeders, though, very interesting.
Now going back for another penalty in favour of Australia. Now, my question is, how many? They've got 4 tries compared to Argentina's 2. So I think you kick for the corner here.
Yeah.
Because 3 or more tries gets you the bonus point, and hopefully Australia know the circumstance, which it looks like they do. Rees-Hodge has to kick this one for the corner. Someone's got to tell him 3 or more tries and you're ahead, mate. Yep, they are doing it. And this could actually move them into first place on the Rugby Championship. And George, what do you do if you're in Ian Foster's seat right now? Would you continue with these players in the AB's team, or is anyone missing? Who would you drop?
I would probably bring a little bit more Canterbury influence. I would bring Richie Mo'unga in. I might look at considering dropping George Bauer. I'd probably bring Dane Coles in, more experience, more physicality, as well as Akira Ioane, a little bit more physicality, a little bit more experience. And I would probably actually, in terms of, I don't know what I'd do in terms of other things, just trying to get them to, I'd probably focus on the basics. I wouldn't think of strategy because you get a strategy, but they're just going to fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like,
can I just say as well, I think it's more evident than ever how much the All Blacks need Ethan Blackadder.
Yeah.
Because he adds so much to that loose forward trio. He's a tackling machine.
Pack. That forward pack just need to get up and get it done. Yeah, I know they've got a lot of players that you don't really realise it, but yeah. And just say, right, this is what the South Africans are going to do. So what are we going to do about it? Because we're going to do something. So, yeah.
Now kicked into touch. Currently 5 seconds left between these two sides. Still a little bit of a chance here for Argentina to be able to get themselves the bonus point loss, which will put them above the All Blacks on the Rugby Championship table if they are able to do so. Even as we sit now, they will still be above the All Blacks for the points differential. And here's so much Ethan Blackadder, says Nathan. And what about 7, George? Is Kane better than others? I don't think he's
I'd
still.
put Artie Save as captain. We need someone who's actually going to motivate others instead of standing there in the huddle going, hey, guys, my feelings are a bit hurt. He's too quiet. He needs to stand up. He needs to get guys going. Slap on the ass and get them going, you know?
That's your tactic on a night out, isn't it?
I think Ian Foster also just needs to seriously sit them down and go, what is that? Ian, I watched that Amazon documentary. I don't know if I've said this before, but the Amazon documentary of the All Blacks where they follow them. And I remember watching the scene when Steve Hansen was in they were doing a training session with the All Blacks. He got so pissed off, he cancelled it and made them do sprints. He said, well, if you're going to play like kids, I'll treat you like kids. And he sent them home after that. And it was a kick up the arse to let them know that and that's that Steve Hansen thing. I don't think Ian Foster's got that. He's never going to give them a kick up the arse, and the assistants won't do it without his permission. So they need a good, he needs to turn up and say, listen, you completely F that up, so you need to fix that. And
I can just imagine Bowden Barrett going home an hour short of when training was going to be finishing.
He did that. He said it was Steve Hansen, right to Kieran Reid, said, go home. I don't want any of your faces around here. Go home. And they all went home.
Mrs. Barrett's like, what's happened, Bowden? Why are you home so early?
Yeah.
Coach told us off.
It was him.
We're finished
Steve Hansen,
training.
though, he didn't, it wasn't like he was angry, but you could just tell. And they pulled their heads in after that. They were like, oh, God.
Another mistake there.
Yeah.
Taniela Tupou trying to go straight over the top. Now, Australia, they had the option to close out this game with a win, but they have decided instead that they want the bonus point. Little bit of a mistake there, close to the touchline. Fraser McRoy just keeps it in the field of play. 82 minutes down now. Jake Gordon slings it across. Very nicely done. Matt Gibbon involved. Gordon once again to Hodge. Back to Taniela Tupou, the Tongan 4. You don't get a nickname like that from being a small man, do you?
He's not support.
Penalty to Argentina. And now they will look to try and get themselves a chance at a bonus point. Neither of these sides want this game to end. And it is just a game, says Rudy. And I don't see any leaders in the AB side at present. And that must be concerning. Good AB side always had leaders throughout the squad, exactly right. And that's something that they either need to... That's the thing. Artie Savio, I think, has that potential Because, you know, with Artie Savia, similar to Michael Hooper, he's going to give it 110% no matter what the circumstances in the game. Dalton Papali'i, I think, has the potential of being a future All Blacks captain because you see him for the Blues firing up the team and just always
But you watch George
celebrating
Bauer,
the little things.
and he's walking around, you know, and he's just got no energy, and he makes lots of tackles around the ruck, but he's, I saw a clip with him against South Africa where he came in, he tried to remove Malcolm Marx from the ruck, and he sort of just got his hands out and sort of tried to push him. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, he's already on the ball. You should have been there first. But, you know, when they go down, Malcolm Marx knows what rucks to get. They need to look at that because they did that. I remember in the 2015 World Cup where they had Michael Hooper and David Pocock. I remember those two always doing the same thing.
That's a big mistake just made there by Argentina. They tried to go for the little kick in behind, and instead it's going to be big Nick Frost almost going through. Now Australia attacking opportunity. Pataya, one more. Hodge had a bit of the butterfingers. He's been picked up and dropped as well. We're up to 84 minutes in this game. Neither of these sides want this game to end. No. And also Whitelock as captain says I don't mind Whitelock as captain, but I don't know whether or not he's got that fire underneath him that they need.
Oh, come on, guys. Not now. Ali Savia. Someone who's going to motivate them, someone who's actually going to decide that something's not right on the field and decide what he's going to do. I don't think Sam Cane really did that. It's hard. It's hard to know what's really wrong. One of the things that I learned about Scott Robertson, though, is the players have to want to play for the coach. You know what I mean?
Stolen back by Argentina. These two sides are just seesawing. But if you don't like your coach, you're never going to play your best rugby. Inside ball, it's dropped now. Argentina pick it up. They didn't want the game to end once again, allowing the Wallabies to get out. Hunter Paisami, ball off to Lena Katau. And that will be the bonus point for the Aussies. And Argentina may be regretting not just grabbing onto that one. And there's 1 year left total. He's a solid captain, but not for the future, says Rory. Yeah. And then Havili for captain. He could be the next Tana Umanga. Says Master Mel. And also, hey, Hamish, how big a donation would I need to make you wait, what? How big of a donation would I need to make for you to wear a French chicken hat? I don't know about a French chicken hat, but I have a Harry Potter costume or a Santa suit. Yeah. I mean, throw some money at me. We'll see how we come. But and also George, the new coach, he's got the Tools Crusader style. And guys, set your live stream commentating to subscribers only. Sort out most of the trolls. Says Mountain of Asylum and there as well. But normally they're not too bad overall. We get a few of those spamming ones.
That's what BKR does, isn't it? It's just I don't like it because it doesn't get you involved with the channel. How do you become a subscriber or a fan if you're not able to be, so you have to subscribe, but
That one's close to flat, maybe forward. And one says Marcel at the moment, Australia.
There was one that Argentina did early in the game that was forward. They didn't give that, so it's 1-1.
Okay, so the crowd are trying to say that it was forward out of the hand. Yeah. I think that's going to be called as forward. Yeah. Unfortunately for Australia. Boom. Oh.
Who's kicking it?
The try stands. Just like that, Australia get themselves a very nice win. And that will end as 41 points to 26. What a game.
Yeah, what a game of rugby.
And nonetheless, guess that is going to be close to the end of this live stream. Now, next we have got ourselves a rugby itch, I believe, that will be coming through on the channel. We will be chatting in for a couple minutes after the match has finished, which is now. Wallabies dominated. I don't know about dominated. They were 9 down at one point in this contest, and there were many forward passes, as Mr. Crazy Cap. Yeah, I guess the good news is both sides had the forward passes, so it evened itself out a little bit. And non-subscribers can still watch, but only subscribers can comment. I mod on a few channels, and it really helps. Says Mountain of Asylum. I said that very weird, didn't I? Mountain. You didn't yawn too much in the second half, eh, bud?
No. My husband had What email was that, Hamish?
Oh, quoted digest or whatever it is. You get a whole heap of random spam because I had it for like
What
a
was that
YouTube thing.
title thing? What was that?
I don't even want to look.
Oh, look at my husband had an affair with my mum while I was on the deathbed. Now they're married.
As you can see, haven't looked at that email because it says amazing YouTube vid. So is that like a video idea? Or what's the go there? And please play me my birthday song. I thought you'd never ask. And Brandon McCollum is in the chat. It's been a long time. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Is it your birthday?
Brendan McCallum. You like this? You know what, Brendan? I like your wife. She go alright. Well done.
Good. I assume Rugby Itch is going to be joining us. If he's not, then I think we're going to be waiting a little while.
I'm not waiting. I'm going to go and raid your cupboards.
No, you wouldn't do that, would you? You would. You would do that, yeah.
Is Paula still here? Paula?
A moment, we're quickly going to go like this. And like that. There we go. That is the scoreboard that we have got. I don't think you've ever talked to Rugby Itch, have you? And let's go. Oh, well, you're about to get your first opportunity to talk to the man. 3, 2, 1. He is indeed
Why is
still.
he in Toronto? For he's from England.
A moment, we'll go like this. Oops. Here we go.
There
How
you go.
are you,
There you go. All good, all good. How are you guys?
Oh,
Absolutely.
we're doing all right.
Absolutely.
Is it your birthday?
It's not his birthday. Stop.
He loves doing that. He loves doing that song.
It's a very fun song, isn't it? But what did you think of that game, mate?
Yeah, a very exciting game towards the end. I mean, Australia just... I love that end sequence the most, probably, just because both teams had something on the line, and Australia obviously were going for the bonus points, and Argentina were trying to get the losing bonus points, and it went up to, like, it was almost a 90-minute game. It felt so weird, but yeah, I mean, fair play to the Wallabies. They definitely deserved the win, but credit to Argentina, because they were really good throughout the first half in particular. So yeah, credit to them.
I guess this is the first meeting between you two as well, isn't it? So this is George. This is Tim.
No, I actually think we've met before because we did the millionaire video in the past as well.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
unreleased.
Yeah.
The unreleased millionaire video.
And Hamish, do you think, or what do you think about the similarities between Geordie Barrett and Damien Valimza? Is it not your everyday cultist? There are a few comparisons that you could make. Both relatively good with the kicking game. And I guess alongside that, they have got a bit of versatility in where they can play in the back line. Sorry, I did miss that one a little bit earlier on, which I think is why it's all in caps. So I think it did come through a bit earlier on. Also, can we get a post-match party rock and roll? I mean,
Right.
anyone can bring the rock and roll,
I'm trying
mate.
to analyse the rugby here.
We can do like a
Yeah. Yeah. You got to rap, okay?
Right.
Don't drop any in-bombs.
Watching the rugby. Hamish is fucking. Oh, no, you're not, mate. You're just a good-looking
That was
chap,
good.
isn't it?
That was
I
good.
just said to find things that wrong.
That's all right. I feel good, yeah. Now, Hamish, shut up, says Brandon. Sorry, Brandon.
Cheers, Brandon. We really like you, Brandon. You're a good bloke.
gosh.
You should get a piano.
We should.
It's like a massive piano. You're like, give me that turn. Dun, dun, dun. Drivers will love it. Brandon told you to shut up again.
All the comments are just like, they're having to know.
Yeah. He stood out for the match. I don't know. We're just sitting there playing guitar.
I would say for an Australian, I did see quite a bit of Quade Cooper until he got injured alongside him, though. It does seem like the midfield were doing pretty well, but Fraser McWright also Did very nice.
Mm.
From South End for Argentina, I'd have to give it probably to Emiliano Boffelli.
Mm.
Other than that last kick that he did end up missing out. And can you screw for us? Can you screw for us? I am sure you're an incredible guitar player.
Mm.
And also, do you think AB coach goes? I think it's close.
Yeah.
This next match will probably be the one that they do end up deciding whether or not Ian Foster should he stay or should he go. I'll have to learn how to play that song for the next live
They
stream.
won't get rid of him before that.
Should he stay or should he
You're gonna have to
go?
bring another coach. too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why they're saying that they're going to get rid of him at the end of the tour is because they're going back to New Zealand.
Exactly.
To take on
Yeah.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, but the thing that's going to annoy me is if they beat Argentina by a lot, because Argentina may not be as good. Everyone's going to go, "Oh, we're all back to normal. We're all fixed, all good." Beat the Wallabies, and then we go to the interview tour and we lose to England. Like, oh, now we're going to the new coach again. Oh.
Wow. Master Mal said in the comments, Foster stays until the World Cup.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
I don't think they'll hang in there that long. I think they
Much
lose
about
this.
that.
Although Master Mal
Exactly.
also said that Australia, they dominated this game and they should be world number one.
Master Mao is a propaganda machine. He's full of shit. We like him though. He's good. He's good entertainment.
And when it's the Foster interview about the game, I really hope he does the honourable thing and just resigns. And then, what did he say? It was their best performance of the year so far.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm really happy with that. That went really well. Is that right, Ian? Wow.
And does Kiwi anything to take the focus off rugby, says William. And there as well. But nonetheless, I guess we are going to be at the end of this live stream. So anyone who doesn't know the score, it is 41 points to 26 in favour of Australia. The try scorers Matera and Gonzalez. And then for Australia, they were trying to get that bonus point in the end,
Yeah.
but they were one try off from being able to do so. Pataya, Mick Wright, the penalty try, and then it is Falau Faingata scoring the last one. Is this what happens with sleep deprivation? Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
Sleep responsibly, kids.
yeah.
You know, make sure you get in your 8 hours. We didn't. Look at that.
Oh, I didn't.
It looks like I've been zapped by something, doesn't it?
Lightning bolt. What I
Yeah.
need right now.
Nonetheless, I guess. Thank you very
Leave
much
it there.
for tuning in.
No worries.
And we will see you all for the next.